What a delight. We're almost got it. I hit it again. I accidentally clicked it again. We're doing good. All right, guys. Well, welcome back. We're waiting on Jose. I don't know if Jose forgot what day it is. Jose does this. Sometimes he'll jump on here at like an hour ahead of time and no one's here, and he'll send me a message, be like, where is everybody? And I have to remind him that, hey, you're an hour early. And then there's times that he'll just show up whenever he shows. It's on Jose time. So I think that we'll make it work however it goes. Let's see who's popping in here. So we've got Easy Now. I'm not sure what this comment means. So long, Norman. Did Mazzy pass away? We don't know about it. What happened here?
Easy now. Easy now. Right.
Music in the house. Is this the live stream for the 2023 Air Guitar World Championships? No, yes. It's the air harmonica. Have you ever seen those? Like air guitar is one thing, but these guys who get down on the fake harmonica, more power to them. Let's see who else. Oh, Michael's in my ear. Michael, did you get any of those Metallica posters at the show? No, I actually did not, and I'm okay with it because I've learned that if you wait about 2 or 3 weeks after the event, you can usually get them for not a crazy markup. So I'm looking forward to following that up. Elliot Cruz, VD in the VC. How's it going, sir? Trevor. Oh, I'm clicking them wrong. Trevor, how you doing? Flat Round and Spun VC. Miss Melinda Murphy. Hello. Saw Wyoming Dave in there somewhere. No, he's here.
Yeah, Dave's working. Yep.
I'm hoping we have some extensive discussion of that before we get started. That's probably a good way to start things. Now, if you follow me on what we call the gram, that's Instagram, you would have been lucky to see that I had a very generous coworker bring this beautiful. Hang on, I gotta make myself big. Hold on. This was a Facebook Marketplace score of the highest order. This is the famous St. Louis Cardinals baseball player Stan Musial, clearly way outside of his playing days. And I guess this is a friend. This is a doctor at St. Louis University who I guess they decided to make out a workout video / record because they didn't do a video for it. There's no date on it, no information, but there is a Discogs listing for it. So believe it or not, this was $5. And I'm going to tell you, I could not pull the $5 out of my wallet fast enough because it even comes with hold the phones.
I don't think the title's long enough.
You know who that is, right? I told you before. You know who that is. It's Johnny L.
It is Johnny L. We're gonna make a new one for a BC calendar this year, and Johnny L is gonna recreate that scene. But like, here's things like, here you go. Here's a diet eating plan. Like you can have, here's a big lunch, 1,200 calorie lunch. I mean, these guys were ahead of the curve. Forget Peloton. Forget Shaun T and Beachbody. Like, this is where it's at.
Get in shape like the pros with a pro.
So when I come back, because we're going to probably have, I guess the Holidaze is in 2 weeks, so we probably won't live stream then. At least I won't. You guys can. But I will say, next time you see me, I'm going to be swole. I'm going to be ripped. I'm going to probably be shirtless when I do this live stream and be washing people's clothes because that thing's going to get me all set up. So Norman is alive. Mazzy is alive. Mazzy, we were worried. We saw a comment earlier that said "so long, Norman," so I didn't know what that meant. I'm glad to see that you're in the gallery, sniping and snarking already. I appreciate it. All right. Well, here we go. This is Surface Noise. This is our bi-weekly podcast, live stream, mayhem, and everything in between, and obscene. I am Concert Buddy. I am joined by a couple of returning players and a new contestant who's been on the live stream before. And Jose is somewhere. I'm expecting. Oh, hang on a second. I'm speaking it to existence. Are you ready for this, guys? The man on the scene with perhaps the worst internet imaginable is Jose Moreno-Ron. We'll do a proper introduction as his internet. He's paying for his internet right now with, I think, a debit card. So once that transaction goes through, I think we'll be good. But let's go around the dais. We're joined by a returning champion because David Bianco is out for 2 weeks now. Arnaldo up in New York. Fidelios_frequency. What's a good word, sir?
Not much, really. Not much.
Slow week. And then That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Then, deep in the heart of Texas, but it's not really the heart, it's kind of near the heart, is the one, the only Jason Rojas. Jason, are you still the most hated man in the VC?
Could be. Let's ask Mazzy here.
And then Jose, you're a little tardy, my friend. What's going on? Are you okay? Everything all right down there south of the border? Jose Moreno Ron?
Yes, a friend of mine was here, and he was cleaning records with my humming guru. So
you had a humming guru party?
Well, no. So I got a bunch of records from different places in a book. I might show later. And we order together because I have a PO box. So how it works is normally he buys records, I buy records, and we go get them together, and then we clean them, and he leaves to his house.
The records, right? The trafficking of records, right? Across the border.
That makes sense. And
then
Oh, well, go ahead, Jose. I didn't mean to cut you off. Then, so you had the humming guru party, and then you had. Are they still there? Or did you tell them to go outside because your internet celebrity was about?
No, he knows I do this every 2 Thursdays. So he left. He just left.
Wow. Yeah. Did you even have to say anything, or did he know?
No, I did.
You weren't having cocktails while you were having the humming guru party, right?
No cocktails. Just the weird sounds of electronic music, and that's it.
Nothing wrong with that. And then newcomer-ish, been on the live stream before, I'm pretty sure, and that is in the state of Florida, Florida Man. Music Talk with John.
This is not Florida Man. I run John from Florida Man. I'm good. Thank you for having me up here.
Well, you are in the Sunshine State, so I wanted to balance out the geographical representation. We probably could have used somebody from the left coast, and maybe there's still time for that, but we'll see what's going on later. I see got some more people trickling in. Happy to see George Borden has attended this presentation. I owe him a return visit on his. One of these days, we're going to get George on the dais. One day. Not today, maybe later. But one day, we're going to get George on here. I'm actually going to see George tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Spoiler alert. We've got PB Thaw. PB Thaw, I'm not even going to try it, Patrick. That's a Rachel trademark, so I'm not even going to try to do that whole gimmick. But he says, forgive me, buddies, for I have sinned. It's been 48 hours since I last listened to a UHQR.
Man,
that's pretty good.
Baby, wow.
You have to do the jazz hands that Rachel was. Like the chef in South Park.
That's right. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, Monty Muse, my good friend Monica is here. Good to see you. She did her first live stream, I think it was last week. So she's joining a very crowded and robust space, and she's going to put us all to shame in no time, no doubt about it. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Pumping Vinyl, the latest in the crosshairs of one Davey Strange name. So he's getting familiar with how vinyl community celebrity works and how the trolling. He even got kicked off. I hope it's okay for me to say this. He got kicked off of a Too Many Records live stream. It takes a lot to do that because we all know that Matt Kessler is one of the toughest.
Wait. Too Many Records have live streams? I've never seen that.
Oh, he does unboxing videos, which I will watch on occasion because, listen, I'm okay with, checking these things out. And I think our good friend Pumping Vinyl might have asked the wrong question and then might have been, I think by his own admission, might have been poking the bear a little bit. And the next thing you know, he literally got kicked off the live stream. So it was.
What was the question? How many is too many records? Is that the question?
Or too many CDs. Or what time are you open? What days are you open?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know Mazzy? Right.
Yeah.
These are like these.
It was something along the lines. Gosh, and you're gonna tell me on the chat here, but I think it was very innocuous. It wasn't anything too terrible. But I think Matt, in fairness, Matt Kessler did warn him, be like, "Hey, if you keep that up, I'm gonna have to ban you." And then he goes, "Is that a threat or a promise?" And then he said, "No." He said, "That's a promise." I was like, "Wow, what am I watching here?" So, anywho, it's quite. It was appointment viewing. I got to say, oh, Monty, I got to make you a moderator. Hold, please, because I do know who you are. Boom. All right. Anyway, let's get to the topics at hand. If you've watched this presentation before, we try to have a little bit of structure here in the beginning. So we put it on the podcast. I've been putting the freestyle stuff afterwards also on the podcast, seeing how that does. Because some people have told me they really enjoy that. So we will have a bonanza of content coming up on Vinyl Community Podcasts early next week. So be on the lookout for that. But topic at hand, topic number 1, add sound effects. Vinyl deals. We're getting into the holidays, fellas. And if you're like me, you like a good deal. I'm on the lookout for some good Black Friday. I need a new fridge. I think we're going to get a TV this year because we just moved. But let's circle it back to vinyl records. And usually some of the retailers trying to clear some space, trying to use Black Friday as a way to turn that those red bottom line P&L sheets to black and get into profits. And our friends at Walmart, I think, have already started with a very, I'm going to call it soft, at least advertised. They have they only have about 8 to 10 titles that they've listed at $15. Now, if you go to their site, they've got some other titles under 15, but generally the last couple of years they've made the whole store 15, and it's been a buffet. I got to be honest. You want the new Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion reissues that just came out for $40, $15. You want the new Kiss Creatures of the Night 45 RPM or half speed mastered that just came out for $40, $15. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But what other do you guys partake in all this Black Friday, holidays, vinyl bonanza? Because I've got a list of some other ones, and we'll talk about it. But we'll start with you, Arnaldo, because I know you're the money man. You're into the numbers game. Are you looking for a deal this time of year?
Yeah, I already scheduled our Saturday trip out to Long Island because there are no Walmarts in New York City.
Okay,
they're banned.
Banned.
Yes, what? Mayor Bloomberg outlawed them because of their, let's say, non-favorable employee benefits treatment.
Okay.
So they're excluded from any retail location in New York City proper.
Oh, kidding.
So outside of New York City boundaries, there are Walmart stores. So,
wow. So you're planning a trip to the Walmart. It's like the forbidden fruit.
Well, hey, last year I ended up going there late, right? So I had slim pickings, but I heard of people that scored box sets.
Yes.
Like Beatles box sets for $50?
Guilty as charged.
What'd you get? The Let It Be, or did you get the White Album?
The White Album. The White Album one. Yeah, $15. I mean, come on.
No, people, the Revolver, I think, had just come out and got Revolver box set for $15. So, yeah, and I browsed around their site. There's not much available just yet. And plus, the early access was kind of like a trick. You had to subscribe to their $50 promotional, what is it?
It's called Walmart Plus. It's called Walmart Plus. And
see, I'm not very educated in it. I don't shop very often at Walmart.
No, it's their attempt at, I guess, like a Amazon Prime type of thing. And I got to be honest, my Costco membership lapsed. And so when I saw this, here's what it got me. I wasn't really interested about the record piece, about trying to get early access, but they have like free grocery delivery. I mean, which, not that I'm lazy or anything, but if I want some pasta sauce and I don't want to run out and get it necessarily, if I can hit my Bebop Boobop and have somebody from Walmart bring it to me, I think it's worth a try. Plus,
you're already making a mistake in buying canned pasta sauce.
Well,
come on, you're telling me that?
What if I told you it was very good pasta sauce for canned pasta sauce? Or I'm sorry, jar. It is jar.
Jar. It's a jar. Yes.
Jose, is everything okay over there? I think we've had a technical.
My laptop was like it's a little hot day here. So if you have a MacBook and you have hot weather, it's never good.
That's funny. So Elliot Cruz says the problem with Walmart, among many, is if you walk in the door to buy one thing, you end up spending $250 on stuff you didn't realize you needed.
I don't know if that's true with Walmart. It's more like a Target thing.
Target is the new kind of nicer Walmart situation.
Yeah, because they even have like cosmetics and stuff.
Well, the presentation is a lot better. When you go into Walmart, let's be honest, the lighting is better. There's usually not a police car waiting out front with the flashing lights or an ambulance.
They don't sell guns at Target, right? They don't, right?
Oh yeah.
They don't sell them at Walmart either. They don't sell them at Walmart anymore. Not even
Used
hardly
to.
BB guns anymore.
Yeah, I think
Really? Because I just went to
Yeah.
Texas and there was some there.
Well, that's Texas, I guess. Not in Florida.
I'm guessing they get fined if they don't sell guns in Walmart in Texas, basically.
Yeah.
So John, do you hit up any of these kind of deals? Because here are some other deals. I'm just going to throw these out on the table because, you know, if you take notes, these are some good notes, I think. So Target will usually do like a 2-for-1, which essentially is 33% off, right? I'm going to do the math. Amazon usually will match anything and everything. So if you just want to do online, just wait on Amazon and they will match everything. But then a couple of my favorite online independent stores, because I saw Mazzy threw in a comment about Walmart being a small business killer, which is true. Amoeba, which isn't that small, but you know, pretty decent size. Cyber Monday, so that's the Monday after Black Friday. They'll usually do, I think, 20% off site. So if you ever buy any stuff, new, used, whatever, from them. And then Plaid Room, who Arnaldo was shopping with recently, he got that War Greatest Hits. They will also do 20% off on Cyber, and I think they even started that weekend. So take your notes. These are some good deals, but let's go to John in terms of finding deals on new records or even used records. Is this something that you put a little money aside for, or if you see a great deal, you're going to strike on the opportunity? Like, how do you approach these deals? As the authorities are circling in, John, if there's a thing.
That wasn't me. I heard that car fly by. I'm like, who was that? No, I just keep an eye out. I always keep a little bit of cash in my pocket, even though I say I'm done spending for a while. I need to take it easy. I need to get used to my collection. But then if you walk into a place and there's, you know, like at Target one time, they had some albums for $10 a piece that were like double albums, Sam Cooke, things like that. And I was like, you know, grabbing them up. So I say that I'm not, but my eyes always, you know, looking. So yeah, I keep an eye out for it. Yeah, it's terrible. I think we all do. We all say we're going to slow down, and then we end up with 10 albums on the floor waiting to be listened to.
For sure. Now, Jason, your collecting strategy probably is not necessarily of the retail variety, or at least the big box really. Or am I wrong? Are you looking for any of these exclusives? Are you trying to get that Taylor Swift Target exclusive? And if so, are you looking for a good deal? Like, how do you approach? I mean, you're usually pretty disciplined about the way you hunt records.
Yes.
As 20-minute question, 10-second answer.
I know. Right. As Arnaldo knows, at the WFMU, I didn't really spend that much. And as Chance and Jose know, at the Austin Record Show, I did not go crazy. Okay. You know, that doesn't mean like you probably like, I mean, I'm pretty sure like if you go Black Friday, go to Walmart or even go to Best Buy, go to Target, right?
Sure.
You'll probably find that Beatles Red and Blue discounted for sure. You know,
I wasn't going to bring up Beatles, Jason. You lost the side bet before you got on here. Who's going to bring up Beatles first? And all the money was on Jose of anybody. So Jason.
Yeah, it was definitely me. Actually, I got a Beatles record today.
Oh my God! Oh, Arnaldo,
it was not that
big. One. Here, so now you've just opened the floodgates, Jason, because you invoke. It's like speaking "Scary Mary" into a mirror. Once you say the Beatles right now, here it comes. Arnaldo's holding up the new single, the red vinyl.
12-inch.
Arnaldo, is everything you always wanted it to be.
Yeah,
and I got.
I haven't opened it yet, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the Target version, which I think is sold out.
Okay.
I got this today.
Jose, I'll make you big. It's already started. Jose is off topic. Let's find out what
is this not
Beatles related.
Talking about the Beatles. This is
it's still Beatles related.
Oh, okay. So tell me about it.
It's George Harrison. It's Electric Sounds by George Harrison.
Okay.
This is a short-lived label that only released 2 records. One is the one of John Lennon and Yoko Ono one, the Sleeping with the Lions or whatever. And I don't know if you can see it. It says Sapo.
Oh.
And I like this. It's pretty good. It's just George Borden would fucking hate this record. It's George Harrison finding out what modular synth can make. So it's pretty It's pretty wild, and I like it. But I've never owned it before, and I was playing it now, and it sounds like a cool record to just play and work and whatever. And the cool thing about these records, this and like the Wonderwall soundtrack, is that nobody play them, so they're all like near mint when you buy them.
Nice. Well, Jose, you're the man on the spot. I'm gonna round third and ask you the same question because it's probably a little different. First of all, do they have big box retailers south of the border where you are?
We have HEB here. We have.
I'm asking.
Walmart.
Listen, I've never been. I'm
Places.
asking. I'm Gringo Mayor, Gringo Grande. Okay, I'm asking the question.
What, do you think there's only taquerias here and like a few?
They don't have Domino's, so I have to jump to conclusions.
Of course, there's Domino's Pizza here.
I'm sorry. I totally.
There's no. There's Pizza Hut. There's Papa John's, but there's no gluten-free at Domino's.
All right, fair enough. All right, so circling back to big box retailers, do you partake in any of these big buys, or will you go online and do some of these 20% offs on Cyber?
If I do, it's gonna be like a plane ticket or if anybody's listening and has collects Blu-rays right now, Criterion Collection has a 50% off on Barnes and Noble, so. I think that's a better deal because the thing here in Latin America with Black Friday is that like a month or so ago, they started pumping up the prices little by little. So when Black Friday comes, they discount them and it's only like $20 less than it was already going. So I don't think that's a great deal, but plane tickets, it is. So especially if you want to like travel next year, but if you're talking about records, I'll buy like 2 from the Black Friday thing. Hopefully, if I can get them here, because some titles are like region locked only for the U.S. That's another thing on its own. So hopefully, if not,
optimistic. Jose is optimistic. If something catches your eye or the right deal is there, then Jose is not afraid to strike. Safe to say.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful. All right, we've killed this topic to death, guys. I think we've lost a couple people to boredom, so we're gonna go to the next topic. This one was inspired by. I went over the weekend. I think I maybe even mentioned it on the broadcast. Michael Tedder brought it up. Metallica was in town in my area here in St. Louis over the weekend, and they did this very interesting approach where they did 2 shows. They basically came in like Thursday. They probably started setting up midweek, but Thursday was like a pop-up store, and I took some footage if you've seen it on my socials. Friday was night 1 of performance, and then a gap on Saturday, and then Sunday was night 2, and it was no repeats. So they didn't play any repeat songs. Originally, they positioned and they sold tickets to both days at one purchase, and then broke it up if you wanted to split because some of the openers were different and so forth. So got me thinking, because I've seen Metallica, this is probably like the 10th time or something. Are there some bands or artists that you guys would recommend seeing now? Like, see them now. Could be for a lot of reasons, because you don't want to miss them because they're still at the peak of their game, or because they're pretty old. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to probably be in trouble for being ageist, but I'm just keeping it real. So let's go around the horn. I'll start with you, Music Talk with John, because I know you're a big Billy Joel guy, and I know Billy is he's going out there. I think he's been doing with you got on your banner here. I want to make you big. It says
There
president,
you go, right there.
President. It's like Hair Club for Men. President of the Billy Joel fan club. I like it. So,
I have a problem.
So I know Billy Joel's out on tour. He's touring with, I think, Stevie Nicks. They're doing some football stadiums and so forth. So I'm going to jump to conclusions and say that's somebody that you would recommend. Hey, you need to see this artist. Do not miss them.
Yeah, he just did his 95th show over at Madison Square Garden. So I just got tickets to see him in February with Sting, and I've never seen Sting before, so that's kind of cool to see him for the first time. And to take my kids, like I'm, big Billy Joel fan, so this might be the last chance to take my kids, my wife, and do a family thing and go see him play. So I think that's going to be kind of neat. But the latest one that I saw that I would recommend would be John Mellencamp, not John Cougar. I saw him back in February of last year, and really good show. I thought his voice was going to be shot to hell, but he actually sounded really good. And he had attitude. He was, was not going to take crap from the audience. I had a clip where he basically told a guy to shut the fuck up because he was talking too much. Yeah, so he wasn't having any of that stuff. So I would say Mellencamp, just for the piss and vinegar that he puts out there.
Beautiful.
And a friend of mine was saying Los Lobos would be a good one to go see too. Those guys are getting up there, but putting on a hell of a show. So that would be my recommendations, I guess.
I saw Mellencamp on this tour, and some stuff he slowed down because, listen, he's getting older guy. So he kind of stayed. He danced a little bit in place. You know what I mean? And
he wasn't climbing ladders. He's not climbing those ladders anymore. Sliding down the other side. Yeah.
Right. 100%. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm with you. Those are some good recommendations. Arnaldo.
Yes.
Where do you fall on this question and bands, artists that you would recommend to anybody? People who have never seen, or people who have been like, oh, I'd really like to see somebody, but for whatever reason haven't. Who's somebody you would be like, hey, go see him now. Don't hesitate. Don't deny yourself.
Well, obviously Kiss. This is it. This is the last. Is it the end of the road tour? And then
they're going to prop them up like the Grateful Dead. That's what they're going to do with those guys.
I saw him about 20 years ago, Bruce Springsteen, for the very first time, and I was blown away by the show. And I think he's getting up there, so you might want to see him if you've never had a chance to see Bruce Springsteen, because it's always a great show.
Yeah.
And then it may not be for everybody, but I think this is going to be the last good time to see Madonna live. She tours like every 4 or 5 years, so the next time she'll go on tour is probably going to be 70. You never know. So, and it's I have
you Madonna,
yeah. I'm going in December next month.
Okay.
I figured this is the last go around before she retires or is just going to be waving, like Cher or whatever.
well, somebody, not to make fun of that, but like Joni Mitchell doesn't perform much, but she sits in a chair, right?
But it's a different kind of performance for Joni Mitchell. You expect a different performance from Madonna because she's not known to stand there with a guitar and sing her heart out.
But wasn't the reason that she had like a stroke, a brain stroke?
Well, apparently it was a bacterial infection that almost cost her life.
Yes.
So yeah, she recovered from that, and she seems like she's in great form now.
So Arnaldo, one that's making the rounds in the gallery is the big announcement of Creed. Creed is touring next year on the Summer of '99 tour, and I am probably going to go. I did not buy tickets. Is
not on my list.
Not on your. I'm very surprised to hear that Creed is not on your list.
I'm more of a Godsmack fan.
Oh well,
or
Nickelback. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Or Nickelback.
Nickelback, yes.
Oh, that's fine. You know what my son calls that music, and Jose, maybe you've heard this term, butt rock. Have you guys heard? I heard George Borden even threw it on his stream. You've heard this? I'm such an old now that he said it the other day, and he's like, "Dad, that's such butt rock." And I say, "Excuse me." But I heard George Borden say it, I think, a couple weeks ago. So George is way on trend, closer to trend than I am.
You couldn't pay me enough dollars to go see Creed, to be honest.
Wow, Jose. So Jose, those tickets that I was going to buy and fly you in first class on the Concert Buddy Gulfstream. That's not going to happen.
I would go see it with a friend, but you could, like myself. I have a friend here, a good friend of mine that always sends me, because Dylan from Noble Records always puts like Creed memes.
Yes.
So that's something I share with him. So it's gotten to a point that it's even like when I see one, I seek them out just to send it to my friend because I like my friend, right? But
I hope so.
but I have nothing to say about Creed. Like,
fair enough. Well, Jose, since you got the floor, have you heard, where do you fall on this question? Is there a band, an artist, or a couple that you would tell somebody, hey, look, this is the time to go see them for whatever reason? Either they're on the top of their game, they're 1 foot in the grave, they just have a great new album they're touring on. Where do you fall on this one?
Well, my suggestions, I guess, would be kind of obvious. I mean, I would. Somebody said the OCs. This is the last record they released.
Okay.
The OCs are a great band. It's 2 drummers, a fast guitar. Right now they have a keyboard player, and I think it's pretty fun. I would say Swans, but I guess you have to be into them, because I made Jason go to see Swans, and I don't know if he enjoyed them that much. But if you enjoy Swans, it's a whole experience. It's like going to see somebody perform like a healing process of some sort, shamanic possession, and it's very fun. But my obvious choice would be King Gizzard.
Of course.
I just think that they're so fun. They have a new record every time you go see them, or records, and I love them because they're not boring. When they do those 3-hour marathons, they're always very entertaining. You get your money's worth, and they're pretty fun. They sell merch specific for the date. So I would, those are my recommendations. For older stuff, I don't know, maybe The Cure, Before Everybody Dies, from that band. I don't know.
That's fair.
They're not even that old.
No, but how much longer do you think they're gonna last?
Robert Smith, right? He's a big guy, so you don't know, man. I mean,
don't know.
listen, another cheeseburger. You're 1 cheeseburger away from being 6 foot under. So I don't know.
Yeah, so that would be my top 3. And OCs and King Gizzard are 2 very fun experience, because they're very high energy, especially if you go see them. Like at least I've seen them a lot in Austin and Texas area, and people are really pumped. They go crazy for that. So it's a concert that if you're in the back, you can enjoy it. If you're in the middle, you can get a little rioty, and if you're in front, you can just watch it and be a little chill. But
Sure.
I don't know. With these type of bands, I've come to realize that I actually like listening to new music live. And with these older acts, I think people hate it. Like if Paul McCartney sings any songs from McCartney 3, they probably kill him, So I just think that I don't particularly like any bands that I would consider going to see greatest hits. So for now, I like that.
So Jason, same question. I'm sure
Are
you've
we
got.
ready? Are we ready? Should we do this?
Whip it out.
Okay,
Whip it out, big man.
So the thing is, before the holograms and the AI take over, it's not too late to see them.
Who's that?
Jason, what are you holding up for our visually impaired people?
It's not too late. There was this little band from Liverpool, called the Beatles, so.
Never
the
heard of
Beatles.
them.
Okay,
Never
the
heard of
Beatles. French. Okay.
So I mean, the whole thing is when you get the hologram, like, are you going to get the younger, or are you going to get the older, or will they just morph on stage? You never know, Peter Jackson's technology could just throw them in anytime, so just heads up.
All right, fair enough.
But let's be serious.
That is one problem. Yeah, I had a problem with that video, though. Did you see the video, Jason, for the new song?
It's a piece of shit
You
video.
didn't want to throw scary lemon, right?
It's too much John being goofy. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to ask a serious question. John, you bring a good point. The video is weird because it's almost like pedo John. He's making these weird movements, and I don't know. It's really off-putting. I gotta be honest.
So you're telling me that the guy that made the Hobbit trilogy made that video?
Yes.
What are you talking about? These guys were in Mordor. Are you kidding me? This is what it was. Don't you see that? They were in Mordor. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, look.
Yeah,
there's Frodo. There's Frodo.
Minas Morgul.
Oh, there he is.
That's Minas Morgul.
Oh, is that Martin Freeman? Is Martin Freeman right there? I think so. Hello,
Yeah.
Martin Freeman.
Who's the one kid outside of the fence?
I just think that video could have been better if they just didn't put the John Lennon thing and the George Harrison thing, because they had like actual studio thing that they could have put, and there's like 5 shots of Paul McCartney with his mouth wide open, like he's like about.
Jose, can you reenact that real quick? What was that?
That's it. You got it.
I just think it's a little sad. That video is just like, hey, look, they're all as fuck. here they go.
God.
And it's a.
Wake
I
up,
mean,
Paul.
I
Wake
wouldn't
up,
say
Paul.
it's a bad song, but it will be like
No.
a third song on a record that you will be more interested to listen to the one that comes after, because I think Real Love is way better than this song, way better. And I don't know. The lyrics are. It just feels like I haven't listened to the demo in a long time, but it feels like there was one verse and maybe part of a chorus, and they just copy pasted on Pro Tools, and that's how they released it. And I don't know. It's just
Well, Jason, I gotta give you props. Not once, but twice have you introduced the Beatles into this conversation, and
yes.
I know
You
that
see where
people.
I'm going here, right? But I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll be honest. Like, now I'll be serious. I'll be serious.
right.
Like,
Let's have
bands
some
to
serious.
see before they stop, where they die. You have to see them. If you like them, you should go see them.
Steely Dan. All right.
Incredibly
Even though it's-
dead.
Even though it's one
of those
guy,
guys,
right?
one of those
Only
guys is
one.
incredibly. Says the
Right.
tool.
It's a tool. Jeez, George, hold back here.
George is on fire. George is on fire. I can't wait for Sunday's stream, George. I got one for you. Don't worry.
And if you can
that's
see
cool.
John Fogerty, you should see John Fogerty. This guy's awesome. Incredible. Just incredible. Amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to see
He'll
him.
blow your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally overrated. Yes, because
Jose, we're gonna have to mute you.
What?
Or there's literally gonna be a
Yeah,
mutiny.
kick him off.
no.
There's gonna be a mutiny.
I'm reading George's.
Oh.
Chance, can you highlight Leland's comment here?
Yeah, let me go back. All right, so Jason, you want to read this one?
Jason and Mazzy have more in common than I thought. That's right. That is right. Old man Mazzy and I are tight.
They bleed red and blue. It's all red and blue.
Red and blue.
We like the
That's
Beatles, you know?
Wow. Well, to bring it home on this topic, the ones I kind of thought of, I kicked it off of Metallica. I would definitely, if you're on the fence, you definitely should see them, because I do pick up. I've seen them enough to see that there is a little bit slowing down a touch. So I would recommend them. I know, polarizing topic, but Rolling Stones. Like, I know I saw Michael Nolan did a video that Keith had to be helped up or something during some recent performance. I don't know anything about that. I just know I've seen them twice in the last 6 years, and I was highly surprised by how good and how energetic Mick Jagger is. Like, just an impressive display. And then I guess they're going to probably tour again. We can probably talk about this. But Dead and Company, right? They just wrapped up with John Mayer, I think, over the summer. And I got around to seeing them finally, and I was really impressed by what I saw, just because I'd never been to like a Dead show. I've been to like plenty of jam band stuff, but it was pretty good. So, Jose, what were you gonna say?
My problem with Dead and Company is the music. It's great, but every time John Mayer opened his mouth and he's trying to sing Saint Stephen, my God, it's just his voice is like Saint Stephen with a gun. I can't listen to it. I want my Grateful Dead to be weird and chubby looking, the guitar player, but I can't listen to it. He plays a mean guitar, but
yes.
That singing, like his orgasm every time, I can't.
What?
So I'm going to change the orgasm talk. So PB Thal Patrick says Peter Gabriel was surprisingly good. Anybody see Gabriel? Okay.
Yeah. That's better than Genesis reunion shows.
No. I'm going to say something here. Like, I saw the Peter Gabriel Sting tour, and they both sang each other's songs. That was amazing, you know?
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's fun. Real fun. All right. Well, guys, here's the topic. The last one for this little structured conversation. Jose, is the dog pound out?
Oh, you can hear that. Well, you can tell me. I always tell you my.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah. I just want to make sure they're not listening to that UHQR of Asia out there. I don't know what's going on.
No. And I have my dog here, so.
No, your little one's perfect. Don't worry about it. No,
but they're not yelling. It's the neighbor. Let me go.
No, you're good.
It's the third world here, my guy.
All right. So the last topic I had on the agenda is Joe Marino. What's going on, pal? What makes? Hang on, I got to get the band. I got to be a real professional here. What makes a good live stream? I thought this would be fun because we're not gonna. This isn't about like being critical, but just observations. We are far from subject matter experts. We're still trying to figure out how to land the plane while we build it, or fly the plane while we build it. I think that's the expression. But I'm just curious, like when you guys are watching, because I think it's safe to say that in the last 18 months, 2 years, there's a lot of live streams. There's a lot. There's a whole bunch. So I'll kind of kick this off. Jason Rojas, I think you're the one that threw this up on our weekly coffee meeting. What do you look for in a good live stream?
Maybe some crying about Kurt Cobain. I'm looking at you, George Gordon. Looking at you, George Gordon, Stunty. Some crying about
Wow.
Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
I think that was on the 10th hour or the 9th hour.
Well, George is already jumping on topic. He said a stream should be really long and boring.
Well, I think George's stream is kind of like a valley. Like it's just kind of like it's got its peaks, and it's is Darren here? If Darren's gonna go, like he's just gonna love you, and then he's gonna try to troll you a bit, try to pull you in or something,
and talk about Elton John horrible records that nobody's ever listened to.
Well, Jose, you bring up a good point because in some live streams there's a lot of record talk, and that's fine because that's kind of why we're here. Vinyl community.
People hate it, and if there's something in the vinyl community that people hate with all their might, it's people showing records and talking about them. It's
Jose, that's your bread and butter. Jose, that is your superpower. Jose, you're literally.
If you tell in a live stream about music and records, if you tell them that people
Mazzy said that Borden's stream is like a homeless stream. So I'm going to read these aloud as they come out. These are not endorsed by this presentation. We're simply a facilitator.
I tried to. I was in Mexico City for 2 of George Borden's last streams, and they were like 11 hours. I don't know what was being discussed on that fateful night, but the FBI is surely going to be bored looking at that crap forever. So
there was a lot of stuff to sift through on that one. It's funny because you bring up George's latest stream, and I was at the Metallica concert that Sunday, and I came home and somebody had texted me and they're like, "Hey, are you watching George?" And I'm like, "It's like 1 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, "Hang on a second, is this still on?" And sure as shit was on. And then
that was on till like 5 or 6 a.m. when because
it had just wrapped up when I woke up the next morning and started work.
I came home from the bus station, and I think it's at like 45 minutes before I arrived here. It had ended. And
so John Bandy makes a good point because he's on George's show a lot. And he said we don't even know what we are discussing. So is it the freestyle method that is what viewers want? I don't know. We do that sometimes, or actually we do a whole dedicated second half of the show to that. Sometimes that spontaneity is sometimes it's the secret sauce. I don't know.
You know what's missing?
The thing.
Arnaldo, please. What's missing?
A good meltdown.
Do you think that is like that's the payoff to a lot of these live streams is waiting for someone to crack? Is that what you're saying? The human psyche,
right?
I don't
like
think
a good one. A good one.
Yeah, we've never really had that. Have we ever had a meltdown on this show? I don't know.
This is a safe space.
It is. It's very calm. Yeah.
This is like that after school special where they're not giving you pixie dust, right, or angel dust or whatever. Is that what's going on? Oh, that's funny. Well, I think Patrick had a good one. Let me throw this up. So he said, on a serious note, because we're not being serious. On a serious note, I enjoy live streams where people are passionate and have a good time. 2,000% agree. 2,000% agree. And I think, by and large, the ones that we talk about, we frequent, we participate on, outside of this one, I think have a lot of that, because I think leaning into the vinyl community, sometimes we talk about things like Jose. Last time we talked about the Chuck Berry PP tape. I'm still trying to process what happened and what I saw.
Please delete that episode.
I had, you know what I did this week, Jose? I literally, after that one, I broke it up because I had been putting the whole recording up on the podcast. but I decided for whatever reason, I'm going to just see what the metrics look like. So I did the podcast piece like we do, and then I did the freestyle by itself. And the freestyle really performed well. And when the primary focus was the PP tape. So I'm learning so much.
Hey,
did you see a peak? Did you look at the peak?
I need to dig deeper into the analytics, but I think probably that it's either going to be the peak or the bottom. It's going to be, I don't think it's the middle. It's going to be one or the other, right? That's fine.
Yeah, I just remember Eddie saying that I needed mental attention that day. And next time I talk with Eddie, I ask him for forgiveness, and I think he did. So I'm okay with that, I guess. Well, but it's just a topic that people that are fans want to know what their favorite artist was doing that night. You know.
Well, Jose, I was with you until I saw the father of rock and roll literally fart in a woman's face. And it was at that point that I realized maybe we've gone too far in what we're doing.
And doing the spin. The spin is the best part, to be honest.
That's fine. So Trevor has been doing the live stream over. It's not on the stream. Tell me in the comments below. I forget the channel. Mike, I think it is his channel. Anyway, Trevor says talking about good streams and no prostate jokes. I don't think we've ever talked about prostate jokes. Are we missing?
Is that something?
Oh,
Glenn Kellaway was talking about his prostate.
I think I have.
It had to be riveting. Had to be riveting. I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Yes.
So John, you've dipped your toes in these live stream waters. You're doing it tonight. I know. Speaking of Glenn, I know you go on his stream sometimes. What as a viewer, what's some of the ingredients that you really enjoy in watching a good live stream?
My big thing is the communication part. If you're not on the live stream like this, if I can communicate through my chat with you guys, and it's like the best thing when somebody actually laughs at something you say, because I'm throwing everything out at you. I'm just going crazy. So I think the communication part of it, being connected, even though I'm not live with you, I can talk to you through the chats. That's big for me.
Sure.
There's a lot of shows where they're not even looking at what you're saying, and I feel like, and I just get off of there kind of thing. So, and I think it's good that you're going through this, hitting every single one, and you're making a connection with everybody that's out here watching.
Well,
so that's
and I can say this too, because, credit to Rachel, because she was, I think, the first stream I really started watching on a regular basis. And listen, first world problem, but to give people proper attention, because I don't put up every comment, right? I'm still trying to figure this out, trying to be fair and balanced, to borrow a pejorative term.
Yeah. Well, you got to read their tone also. You got to know what they're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Because I do think, because that's why one thing I've tried to do here, actually, as I say this, I got to make somebody a moderator, because I think it's important to make people feel engaged. And sometimes there's some side conversations, and that's fine. I've engaged in them too when I've been in the gallery and other things. But you definitely want to make people feel part of the presentation, because I think it's, again, a nice ingredient. Arnaldo, you said meltdowns.
Oh, I was just joking on that.
Oh, I know. But on a serious tip, what do you think about chemistry? Chemistry has got to be a good part of it, right?
Yes, I think the chemistry of the panelists, along with chemistry in the chat room, and John brought up a good point of, yes, sometimes they've been on live streams, and whether it's a panel discussing something, even if you chime in with a question, it doesn't get addressed maybe. And then it becomes a little alienating, a little frustrating. And so definitely the host has a really, unless they have a behind the scenes moderator, which is actually reading and being able to follow the conversation and put up the correct comments. It's a task. It's really hard. And I give you props for that Chance, because at the beginning, we were telling you, look at that comment, Chance, make them big, all that stuff.
I'm still not good at that, guys. Because literally it is, because, and plus I'm kind of 3/4 listening too. I'm trying to be part of the
right. It takes a lot of,
but I'm also trying to bring the people in. Again, this is not a man, we've got it figured out. Trust us. We are at the bottom. We're in the bottom third of the live stream situation. But I think it's a good topic, because there's a lot of different live streams out there. George is a great example, because George likes to give me shit for not going on his live stream often enough. And for me, I'm doing a lot of my editing for the channel, for the podcast on Sundays anyway. So I throw that on while I'm working, doing that stuff. But there's topics that they talk about that I had zero value to that topic because they're like smart guys. They know like the engineering and all that kind of stuff that I will never know.
Right.
So,
And to add to that, I think you need also a good balance, right? Between the nerdy talk and the information that you're trying to provide or the discussion, right? And then you need a little bit of lightheartedness as well and alternate that. Otherwise, you'll lose audience, right? It can't always be shenanigans because then they'll be like, okay, we're having a big party and it's a free-for-all, right?
Right.
So you need a good balance between the two.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Patrick had a good.
What's that?
Patrick had a good thing because Patrick's like, I'm trying to balance taking requests, playing music, listening to everything. See, I can relate to that.
Patrick's been doing this longer than anybody up here for sure. I mean, he says, "Hold me beer." Is he Irish? Hold me beer. You guys should try handling chat and playing music and taking requests. Wow. Okay, Patrick, we bow down before your live stream greatness. No.
Now, what you need to do, Patrick, is go out at night when it's dark with a selfie stick and a light in your face, walking out in the road, trying to see if somebody's down in there that wants to come up and talk to you, making sure you're reacting to everybody there. And then a car goes by and honks at you because you're walking in the middle of the road. That's skill right there. That's
John, I'm just afraid that, and I'm glad you do them live. And here's why, John. So John's if you've never seen John's channel, you totally should. Music Talk with John. But John will go out and he just goes for his evening walks. He's trying to stay healthy. He doesn't have the Stan Musial workout record like I just showed. So he's trying to stay healthy on his own accord. And he'll go out and he'll walk and he'll also talk, walking and talking. But I'm glad you do it live, John. And here's why. Because I'm fearful that it's inevitable that somebody's going to hit you with a car or a gang of young troublemakers is going to get out and beat the shit out of you. But at least it'll be live. So there'll be evidence for when we can find them. So please never pre-record those because we may never find the tape. It may end up on Unsolved Mysteries and the tape will never surface. But by doing them live, you are keeping yourself alive. What do you think about that?
I try to look at my
Can you highlight George Borden's comment?
Hang on, George is on fire. George is like a hot take factory. Let me find. Hang on, which one is George's? Hang on.
It's the pitcher one.
Not this one. George says I'm the pitcher and Chance is the catcher. That's the terms.
Okay, yeah. That I'd like to understand a little bit the good context behind that.
Yeah, I need help, George, because there's a whole other side of you that I'm not understanding.
And then can you highlight John Bandy's comment?
All right, Bandy, I'm coming for you. Oh, hang on. He said prostates even? Is this
before that one, please.
Hang on.
You got to go to Glenn Calloway for prostate news.
Here we go.
John says, I already have 3 questions lined up for the next Borden stream concerning how prostates and bunions are mastered exactly. You're
With
right
the
in
DSD
the demo.
step, right?
That's right. That's right.
It's a DSD stuff?
Well, the last thing I'll throw into this, and then we'll kind of wrap it up and go freestyle here is, and I'm throwing these comments up there because it's the last thing I want to talk about. A good gallery, right? And I think that, I've seen live streams that have, and even George, and this is what I like about George, because George has come a long way because I've been watching George. I'm a day one, well, not day one, maybe a day 2 or 3. But George was doing streams, and there's like, single-digit people, right? To see now George get 100 people, like I'm so happy because George is awesome. But there are streams out there that have like 5 people, and even when we started this, we were building, right? We were getting the word out, and people Thursdays figuring it out, etc. But inside of that, you've got to have a good gallery, not just in terms of volume, but in terms of quality and people who are able to rib, but also take a rib. Because sometimes, obviously, when it's typed in, I've noticed this, and I sometimes have to ask people to qualify what they said about me. It can be misinterpreted, right? But I think if everyone's kind of in the right mindset, they're good spirited about it, I think it can be a lot of fun and not be taken, not have the meltdowns, not have the keyboard gangsters. Like I don't think we've ever had really any keyboard gangsters in here, and I think that's a testament to our panelists. I think it's a testament to our audience, and I know sometimes I've seen streams where you get some. And I'm not calling out Stunty. I know Stunty likes to be funny sometimes. I like Stunty a lot. But I think that sometimes people will come in there and just raise mayhem, and that's kind of a drag. So fortunately for our stream and some of the streams we've kind of referenced here, we don't see that too much.
Like George right now, you mean?
Listen,
George
George is
on
on
fire.
one. George is on one,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get him on Sunday. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put my Troll King hat on. Oh, hey, real
What
quick
time?
before
Yeah, I'll be
before
there.
we wind this piece down, a couple things. Let's see. So this is Trevor. So quick plug. So that's Steve's channel. All the World's a Stage, every other Sunday. Marsha P is on there. I think they had Chris, Stylist Meets Vinyl, was on there. So check these streams out. Give them a try. And they're just like we are. We're still trying to figure out our secret sauce here, but it's always encouraging when people drop in, even if it's just for a little bit, and say like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" Or like this topic's terrible, or somebody like George comes in and takes a Cleveland steamer over everything you're talking about. It is good. It is good. Hey, Arnaldo, we do have a question from the gallery. This one's pointing at you. This is Leland. He says, how is Arnaldo handling the fame post your Duran Duran video? This is one I was wanting to ask you, but we've got a little extra time here in the first half of the show.
Still trying to figure it out, actually. the two videos that followed didn't quite live up to that one, so it's like I'm trying to figure it out. I had a good run for a couple, and then I think it peaked at the Duran Duran, and now it's like trying to make its way back up. So
you're telling me like The View hasn't reached out to have you on their program, or?
Well, I think it was a matter of just the right timing for the right topic, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I promoted it on certain social media that kind of helped it, and it's if I knew the secret sauce, right, I'd be using it all the time. But I like to do stuff that I'm interested in, not only to create, like the
engagement and interest.
Right,
in.
Exactly. So there are certain topics that I care more about, like my Smith's miniseries. I know that's not going to get a lot of views, but I just do it for myself. And as long as there's like one person who watches it or 5 people that watch it that appreciate the effort, then it's totally fine. So
quick follow-up. Monty Muse, who's now also live streaming again, quick plug. You should check her channel out. She's great. She wants to know, how many views did your video get, Arnaldo?
I don't know, almost 5,000. It's like 4,700. Yeah,
Great.
Which is amazing considering I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. So, go figure, right?
Hey,
you should try to post them in Reddit. I don't know if anybody here uses Reddit.
Use Reddit. Oh my God, that's a nightmare.
Why?
Jose, do you like to be cut with paper cuts between your fingers and between your toes? And
why? What is that? No. Reddit, it's fun. I've gotten positive things from Reddit. It's a tight community. But there's
subscribed to their vinyl. I don't know, the vinyl channel for Reddit.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys want. Someone, I don't know, sent me the link, and I only get content that's related to vinyl sales and stuff like that.
Same. Yeah.
Oh, but that's one. There's the one that's showing
right. So yeah, and that enough for me is a handful because there's so much unnecessary chatter on there and people blabbing.
Well, you can make a new one. I mean, it would be interesting if somebody make a subreddit just for record reviews, Because
I think I'm on the Reddit for vinyl sales,
vinyl deals,
whenever
vinyl
there's a
releases.
deal or a
Those
sale.
are usually the hot ones to check out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff about Reddit. I mean, just I don't know. It's like a forum just for anything, but if you make it interesting,
there's a lot of lawlessness on there. I tell you.
Of course, but it's like it's just the internet. It's not
the internet. And that we're going to close on that, Jose, because I want to remind everybody. And actually, Mario Stark, if he's still here, has reminded me on a couple occasions through what he does on his channel and in the galleries too. It's just the internet, man. You can't take this stuff so seriously. It's a reality. It's some people take this way too seriously, and that's unfortunate. And I've fallen prey to it too. I've taken stuff a little too seriously, but at the end of the day, man, there's a great world out there. Fresh air, record stores, parks, Kiss concerts, Walmart record sales, all these things. Go check them out. Anyway, all right, we're going to wrap it up for the podcast specific part of the presentation, but I want to thank my guests again, Concert Buddy here, Surface Noise winding down, Jason Rojas. Always great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining.
Take a chance.
Arnaldo, keeping it real in the Queen City, New York City, or is it Empire City? That's Empire City, right? Empire State.
Empire State.
Empire State. There we go. So Arnaldo,
Big
thanks for
Apple, Empire State, Faux High, Forest Hills. So
representing. I like it.
Yep.
Jose, we got your internet. I'm glad that pay card. We got your internet to stick through the. Hopefully, it'll stick through the freestyle here in a second. Thanks for joining us. And then Music Talk with John.
Yes.
I hope you come back. I hope we didn't scare you off. I hope it didn't get too crazy, a little too hectic.
No,
I know
good.
it's probably a little bit faster paced than Glenn's live stream, so I hope that's okay.
Yeah, we're all
thanks
good.
for joining.
We're good. I survived.
Awesome. You did survive. Thrive and survive. And with that, thanks for joining us. Sweet. All right, guys. Freestyle part of the presentation.
Right. So who's getting this tomorrow? Who's going to get another?
Yes, can I just say one thing?
Please.
There's people that are leaving. They think the stream is over. They're saying goodbye. See you later.
I hope. Yeah, I know. We get this. And I thought we had enough brand equity that people know. And I even say in the beginning, hey, we record for the podcast and then we freestyle. So maybe by the end of year 5, we're still doing this. In 5 years. Maybe we won't lose people. Like I'm still figuring out how to get likes on this because I'm going to be a like whore for a second. Need some likes. Need some promotion.
Yeah, we have
doing.
50 people watching and only 16 likes. Click that button.
That math don't work. That math don't work.
There you go.
Thank you, John. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Let me like it, because I was.
Yeah, Jose, you don't even like the live stream you're on. What are you doing?
No, because I'm not on the computer. My computer is here. Look.
Fair enough. Hey,
look, it's the stream. Look, it's the stream.
What is that? That's cute. What is that little thing you have there, Jose?
Yeah,
it's
what
like
kind of device is that, Jose? What is it?
It's a laptop. What is it?
Oh, okay.
You just
Jose
have big hands,
John. He has enormous hands. I've met Jose. He's got he's like a baby Andre the Giant. He's got really big mitts.
Yeah, look at this 12-inch in my hand.
We could take that a couple different ways.
Yeah. Listen. Hey, I do want to follow up. Jason Arsenal is here. He's one of my favorite guys in the community. Arnaldo is about to hit 1,000 subs, and I'm really happy for him because he's about to pass my ass. I've been doing this longer than him, and I always tell him, like, you're on a rocket ship. Tell us that story, Arnaldo, about you did that one short that really was.
I have a short that is on this silliest song that it's a parody of a 90s Euro trash kind of song, and I filmed. They were in the office on the day of the launch of the live video, and they were in one of the recording booths, and him and the guest vocalist on the song, which it's just a friend. That's not the real girl. It's kind of like a Milli Vanilli. So I just did a small short of them, lip syncing to the song. And next thing you know, it's at like 97,000 views.
97,000 views.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It went viral. I guess it got in the shorts feed and people just keep on watching it.
Was Matthew reporting that video? Was he like, no?
How many? Do you know how many subs you got off of that, Arnaldo? Off of that?
Shocking. It's crazy. The ratio is so small. I think I got 80 subs out of 97,000 views. So go
check
figure.
This out. Yeah, I did just an Etta
John,
James.
we'll make you big. Are you pulling up some? Here we go. Do it.
So I did the Etta James short, just an Etta James song, nothing crazy. So I got close to you. I don't know if you can see it, 81,000 views.
Good grief, guys. This is some serious.
Well, here's
numbers.
the crazy part. 1,000 subs off of that short.
Wow, that's amazing. That's actually very impressive.
I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
So
it was
wild.
Just like,
yeah.
And what's your what is your reach ratio? What are your impression ratio? Ratio, like the click through ratio?
Where is
you
that?
Have to go to the reach
percentage, right? Yeah.
Go to the reach tab.
Okay.
How many stayed and how many clicked away?
Hang on.
Let me see. Oh, hold on.
Hang on. Hey, I got actually. Wait a second. I've got something. While you do this, John, hang on a second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There it is.
Oh wow.
How many is that? Can't.
So 47.3 viewed and 52% swiped.
So my swipe is
And I'm out.
percentage. I think is like 67, and I got way less than you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It was Etta James. People love the song, and that was
Right,
it.
exactly. What
Can
song
George
was it?
Gordon please come up if he's not
Oh
busy?
yeah. Hang on a second, George. If you were on Run with the Bulls, I'm gonna throw it out here, big guy. Because I've been on your stream a couple times. I don't know if you've been in the big tank with us.
I can't read it. Is it The Man I Love?
I'd rather go blind.
Oh, I'd rather go blind. Yes.
Yep, that's it.
So, Mark, it's not to change topics, but this is something I did want to talk about. Mr. Stark raises a very interesting question, especially in light of this latest release, which I know Jason Rojas has, and I have. Steely Dan Asia, and a lot of other people in the community have. To UHQR or not?
Yes.
Is yes the answer? Jose,
Yes,
I'm not gonna
I mean, I feel bad.
Wait,
like,
I'm gonna change. No, wait.
this
Do
was
it.
the hype, and then
I'm
like
gonna
these guys had to take it over. Why? Like, why?
add me on the computer. I'm gonna get out of the phone.
Jose,
I just want to defend.
Just come back in.
I want to defend my honor.
Hang on. All right, hang on, Jose. I'm gonna kick you and then add you. Hang on. How does this work? Hang on, Jose. Jose, you're asking me to do. There we go. All right, got it. So, Mr. Maslow, a recent retiree or soon-to-be retiree, what's going on in the gallery? I'm hearing a side of you that I'm not accustomed to. Is this the new Expanse? Is this the new Mazzy? What's going on?
I've always had a snarky side. I mean, if you haven't figured that out by now, after all these,
It's too late. Yes, that's right.
All these 6 years, I have a snarky side. You know, sometimes I'm very mild-mannered. And then I get I get Jason talking to me, old man Mazzy, and I take it in stride, and that's fine because I am one of the oldest men here that actually acts younger than most of the guys here who are 40s and 50s. You know, so
That's true. This is true.
Yeah, I'm active, you know, for my age, but it's
well, are you impressed that Jason has not once, not twice, but now 3 times shown a Beatles record on this presentation?
I missed the first part of that. I saw him hold up the blue and red, but so what? Show what you want to show. You know, I'm really nervous about the remixes. Actually, I've heard they're not great and they're inconsistent. So that's fine. It's what I expect because I'm not a fan of the remixes for the most part.
But you've ordered it though, right? I mean, you have it.
God, what are you fucking kidding me? Well, a spade. Of course I did. I mean. You know, how many versions too do you want me to?
Mazzy, did you get how many versions of Now and Then did you get?
Not that many. I got a red and blue 12-inch. I mean, a red and black 12-inch, and I got 2 singles. That's it. I got 4.
You didn't get the cassette?
I did, but I haven't.
4?
It hasn't arrived yet.
I ordered the cassette and the 45.
Yeah, the
it still hasn't shipped
yet.
Can you believe it still hasn't shipped?
Hasn't arrived yet. You know, I have this inbox. I think I'm going to create an inbox where when these things come in from now on, I automatically add them to my will. I don't even bother listening to them. Or I want Discog. They go in the will before Discogs.
Oh my God,
Jose, can you believe Third Man has not yet shipped me the Sid Barrett vault?
I can't say I'm. Oh, Jose quit the stream.
We lost him.
He's had enough. He's had enough.
Much Beatles.
I don't do Chance. I told you I don't do any attack videos, but one is coming soon. If I don't get my Third Man box, it's coming.
I just want to say hello to Hey Walter. Hi Walter.
Hi. Did you hear?
I love my scarf. It's the best scarf I've gotten all season.
Oh man, there he came back. Jose, what are you doing?
Wait, go ahead, wait.
Hang on. The extreme close up. There he is. Hey Walter.
Hey.
Hey,
You know, I want to say,
okay.
I've said it before, but Walter and Arlo were like the greatest host, the most perfect host. Is great. So, yeah.
Well, it
Thank
was
you
great to
again.
have you. It was very sad when you left.
I
You're the
know.
perfect. I have to say, you're the perfect guest. He even makes his bed every morning.
Wow.
I think everyone. Okay, this is
Yeah.
aside from being a guest, even in your own house, make your fucking bed every morning. There's a whole YouTube video of some army general does a speech at some commencement. He talks about
There's a book on it. Yeah.
start your day making your bed, and I'm serious.
Is that
And I've gotten lazy, but I used to be a stickler
It's
about that.
It's like a Zen thing, and it absolutely. I'm spiritual in a certain way. I'm not religious at all.
Is
Fuck that.
this a Jordan Peterson man?
I don't know, but you make your bed and it starts your day, and you're not like sitting around in your, sweats, and you're like the George Costanza thing. Like you wear sweats, like you don't really
Gave
care.
up on life.
Exactly. You just do it. I mean,
The book actually. It's funny you said that, Mazzy, because I read the book because it's a quick read, right? But he was like, I think an admiral in the Navy, and he gave this speech. I think it was UT Austin, and the point is make your bed, because what the day has in store, it could be a terrible day. Like in military, you could lose some people in the battlefield, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's one less thing you have. At least you accomplished something, and you made your bed. And
is that the reason why? Is that the reason why?
Oh yeah, 100%.
If you're young and you're swinging, you go out to a bar. You bring some woman home. You don't want to see some messy bed with underwear strewn around.
It goes without saying. Yeah.
How complicated is a fucking military bed? It has like one sheet. What the fuck is this shit? I'm not gonna take.
Literally, it takes 1 to 2 minutes to make a bed in the morning.
Exactly.
Right? It doesn't.
Do you have small pillows in your bed? Because that takes at least 10 minutes.
Well, no, you puff them up. You do the thing.
So Mazzy, does your son make the bed? Is this something that you instilled in Joseph?
I did. I haven't checked his room out lately. He's living with some woman, and he has his girlfriend.
Some woman.
So I know his girlfriend. So I don't know what their lifestyle's like there.
Fair enough. Well, I tried.
The house, I can't control it.
Well, I was trying to impart that on my son because he was not making his bed, and so I read the book. I thought it was a good read. It's a quick read.
Why do you have to read a fucking book to make your bed?
Well, you can ask that to Jordan.
Because I don't put hands on my kid, Mazzy. I can't get him to respond any other way.
No, but to you, do you make your bed every morning?
Every day. Yep. That was the way I was raised. I mean, my brother, he just stayed with us.
You're a sports guy, so you're like a coach.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, my bed sheets are St. Louis Cardinals and St. Louis Rams. Come on.
Great. Better than my sons are probably Pokemon. So
what do you call that in English that you put on
Pokemon
to make it like wrinkle free? What do you call that in English?
Starch.
Starch?
Yes.
You put starch on your bed every morning. Like, keep it clean.
So I bet nobody had making beds as part of the bingo roundtable for this live stream.
I know, like housewives of the VC.
Yeah. And can we just close on a musical note about the bed?
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen this episode. It was maybe 15 years ago. Martha Stewart did an episode when she had a show
in jail,
teaching Snoop Dogg how to make a bed. It was comical. I think it was the beginning of their relationship.
Was it before jail or after jail?
It was before. It was before. You could go.
George, I got the free version, so I only got 6 seats right now. Sorry,
where
George.
she's teaching. Teaching Snoop Dogg how to make a bed.
George is backstage, but I'm a cheapo. I don't have the full version, so he's backstage. I'm not ignoring you, George. I just saw you back there.
Well, it's fine because George, sometimes it's like 10 minutes and I'm back there like doing silly faces till you notice me. So it's karma, bitch, right now.
I feel bad because I did summon George and George.
So when you cut a lacquer,
he went to come his hair.
You cut a lacquer and you do like you take the tape and the master. I'm doing a George impression.
Yeah. Right.
It sounded like Michael Fremer doing I don't know, someone. I will say that on the topic of bed making and of BC things. I know you haven't noticed, Chance, but I didn't show more than one record or two records today.
Jose, Jose, did something happen? Because this is a 180-degree turn from last show where it was Jose on steroids. So what changed between 1 week and this week?
Well, I'm a little bit tired, to be honest. It's been two long weeks of work. But fatigue.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I was making my bed the 24 hours.
I just want to let everyone know here. Can I say something now? I want to let everyone know I am available for freelance work.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Is this a plug?
Mazzy for hire.
Are you going to show?
What are you doing now?
Then? Is that okay? 5 copies now and then.
I still do. Have you opened all your now and then copies?
No, I haven't. I still do.
Will you ever?
I do still do some photography consulting in terms of estimating and marketing, and I do a little bit of that still. I'm Social Security, YouTube. I'm in a good position right now. So, yeah.
Chance, I think your stream is growing to a point that you really need to pay for this extra.
Mazzy, if you have extra money,
because you're getting guests and you're having to shoo them away. That's not a good look.
I'm considering.
I know.
I'm considering changing my my YouTube model to the Michael 45 and Melinda Murphy, where they all have commercials in the middle of their stream.
Oh, Mazzy, don't follow the trend.
I push that button so I have no commercials, which means I make about a third to 50% less money.
You heard it here first. Mazzy's selling out.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I've always had this thing about I don't like to interrupt the flow of my videos.
Sure.
And if someone doesn't like it, if someone doesn't like it, they can pay for the YouTube Plus where they get no commercials. You know,
Mazzy, what do you think of this record I showed? By the way,
you know it's interesting. I made a comment about that. He invited Bernie Krause. Paul Beaver and Bernie Krause. Beaver and Krause had a bunch of records on Warner Brothers. They were the West Coast salespeople for the Moog synthesizer. So George Harrison and Mickey Dolenz were the first to buy the Moog synthesizer in the late 60s.
This is it.
He invites Bernie Krause over to Friar Park to teach him how to use it. He records it and he puts it on one side of that record, this demo thing. And Bernie Krause was so fucking pissed. In fact, if you look on the front, the bottom, Bernie Krause's name is kind of crossed off. The bottom, it's like whiteout. So Bernie was really pissed because he didn't ask permission. Yeah.
Hey,
but
Mazzy,
it's interesting.
Mazzy, Elliot Cruz has got a request. He says, please contact my CEO, Summer Jones. There may be a place for you in VD for the VC. Money can be made.
I've never had VD, ever.
Venereal disease? What is this?
I know. What the fuck is that?
What is Elliot Cruz talking
about? Elliot has a whole pyramid scheme. He'll have to come on one of these times and explain it.
Whoa, Melinda. Fake records? What the hell?
Melinda's comment is hot. That's fire.
This is Melinda. May I interest you in the oven mitt for the hottest techniques that you just hang on? I got to keep it up there.
But can Mazzy show his four fucking now and then LPs that he has?
Mazzy just went to the trash receptacle and hang on. What do you got there?
No, Melinda. No, this is not the same bottle. Don't worry. Seriously, about a couple years ago, I had sent some singles for the jukebox that Melinda and her husband were renovating or refurbishing, and she sent me a beautiful bottle of this. This is Blanton's.
Is that an ashtray?
This is Blanton's whiskey, bourbon whiskey. I guess it's whiskey. It is so fucking good. It took me a few years to find it. It's gotten really pricey now, but I think it was who was it? It was Kimbo. Kimbo brought me a bottle of this. He found a bottle of this.
Is it better than Bob Dylan's?
Bob Dylan's whiskey is really good, actually. Seriously,
no, I know it is. I've tried it.
This is better. This is absolutely better. Kentucky, of course. Bob Dylan's just Bob Dylan.
Hey, Melinda, can I keep your comment up permanently? I think this is a Hall of Fame comment.
No, but
I really, no offense to the rest of the gallery, but this is a Hall of Fame comment.
I kept the cork. I have it up there on my shelf. I have the cork. You'll always remember Melinda's first bottle of whiskey.
It looks like Monopoly.
Yeah, it kind of, yeah. No, but seriously, it was really sweet of her to say it. But yeah, Melinda started this with me, and I love it now. I don't see it a lot, and it's kind of hard to get. It's gotten to be up. I don't know. It's like $150 now or more.
This is such a good way of not answering a question. But Matthew,
what question? Ask me the question. I'll always answer.
It was not me. It was the people asking for all the copies of Now and Then. It was people want to see that.
I told Arnaldo what I got. I have two 12 inches and two 45s.
And
the cassette is on the way.
How many times have you listened to Now and Then?
Well, actually, I listened to it again today twice. You know, I'm not as enamored as some people. Oh God, BJ.
Wait. I want to ask something to John.
Mazzy's least favorite BJ, William Joel.
Yeah. I saw him when Piano Man came out, and that was it. It was great. And I went to the restaurant on, is it 9th Avenue in Manhattan? A bottle of red, the Italian restaurant. That's where that picture was taken, the Macaroni Factory.
Scenes from an Italian restaurant, I believe, is the song.
Yeah, I've been.
John, do you have Attila? Do you have a copy?
I've been to that restaurant, actually.
Huh?
Do you have a copy of Attila?
Yes, I do.
All right.
And I have one of the houses.
Melinda, I'm sorry to break it up, guys. I got to get the oven mitt back on. Melinda has now said, Mazzy has been very kind to me, ... until lately. I think we have a breakup brewing in the vinyl community. Is this what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, it seems that someone was not aware of.
Hey, Melinda, I thank you for everything. I'm so happy that you have a second-term Democratic governor again.
Now, hang on. We've got Tim, University of Vinyl, coming in hot. He says, Now and Then = meh.
You know, I think it's good, but it's not great. I agree. I don't disagree.
It's a song you would skip. But
you know, everybody I know who's heard it, they keep it. It's like a clickbait. It kind of, they keep.
It literally is the definition of cash grab.
Yeah, absolutely. That's better than Now and Then.
Jason is holding the new. Jason, what are you holding there? Tell the audience at home.
There's this band that just won't go away.
Jason, musically the Stones win over the Beatles, but sales-wise, the Beatles kicked ass over the Stones, unfortunately.
If you turn it upside down,
it says Mick is dead or something.
Right, just look at that.
It just looks like somebody breaking in inside an ass.
There we go, Jose. Nightmare.
There you go.
That is it, right, Marius?
I will say that I don't know who made the cover for Now and Then, but if they got paid more than $1, can they call me? And
hang on, Arnaldo. I'll make you big so we can make point of reference.
This should have been the cover.
I like that side better, right there.
Yeah, that side is way better. The other one looks.
Mazzy, do you want to tell the story about this?
Okay. First of all, the cover is by Ed Ruscha, a very famous fine artist. But okay, if you don't like his work, so be it. It's fine.
It literally looks like somebody made it in.
Okay. The back,
Excel.
George Harrison was in the States and bought this clock. A local artisan made it, and it was on a mantle or on a shelf at Friar Park. Paul McCartney.
Oh God, no.
Wait, no. And it says Now and Then on the clock. Paul McCartney calls up Olivia, and when she's on the phone with Paul, it says, "We're going back. We want to use this song again. We're thinking we're going to finish it off." Right when he says that, Olivia is looking at this clock. Olivia is looking at this clock on the shelf that says Now and Then. It's one of those kumbaya spiritual moments. So that's the connection. They take a picture of the clock and they put it on there because the song was called Now and Then. So
I wouldn't buy that clock if somebody gave me $5 to buy it. It's a horrible looking clock.
Save the $5.
You save the $5.
Something you'd see in the Dia de Muertos, kind of a skull like.
What? Doesn't look like anything like Dia de los Muertos. What are you talking about?
We have Michelle, my ex, has two of these beautiful from the Mission to Dia de Muertos skeleton like figurines that are beautiful.
Well, they have a name.
I love those.
La Catrina.
Katrina, there you go.
What's the guy called? Baco.
Paco.
I don't know. Jose, what's the guy called?
No, wait. Why am I forget? I
La
forget stuff when
Catrina's
I
the
have
lady, and then there's the guy
Catrina.
version with the guitar, right?
Yes.
I always forget. I'm not Mexican. What is this?
But
Wait.
you live there. You live there. You should
You're our
know.
man on the scene,
No, I'm
Jose.
kidding,
This
I'm
is your
there.
moment to shine.
I'm
Come
kidding.
on
I'm
now.
kidding. Why I forget names? I'll remember in a little while.
Well, as
Yeah, but
Jose's trying to
Catrina-
remember, we've got a question from George Board. He says, Mazzy, are you the guy that broke into Friar Park?
I am not, but David and I, when we did our book, we went around the circumference and photographed Frere Park way back.
La Calaca. That's they call it also.
I would never break into
that's
private property.
Friar Park has secret tunnels, reporting Elliot Cruz. Is this an accurate statement?
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it, but I don't know.
Actually, I have a question for Mazzy. Did you follow up with Glenn Kellaway to make sure that he bought the Hackney diamonds that you were graciously donating for?
It's just
Did you make
Catrina.
sure you got that?
I am not going to follow up. It's what people do with their money is their business. I
think he's obligated.
He is. He should buy it, but
Right.
you know, that would pay for like a single in Canada, though.
Exactly.
Paul McCartney is playing next week here in Mexico City. Do you think he's playing that song at all?
Now and then?
I don't think so, but I haven't heard anything. I don't know. I doubt it.
I know on his last tour, didn't he do like a duet with John Lennon recording?
It was really good. I saw it 2 years ago here in Seattle.
What song was it?
I've got a feeling that they both sing, and it was what happened is the video was put together by Peter Jackson. It actually, as cheesy as it sounds, it worked really well. It was really good.
This new one?
No, he's talking about what they did.
I've got a feeling.
Yeah, because this new one, again, if somebody was paid more than $1 for that record,
I don't know why everyone is hating on that video. Why is everyone?
The video's terrible. I think the video's terrible.
It's cringy. It's just the orchestra, and then there's John doing like.
I thought
too much of that. It's too much of that.
The video was tacky and cheap ass, and the effects weren't very good.
It could have been just.
I thought it was intentional to be like that. He wanted.
It was. That's a damn thing. I mean, it was emotional to see John and see the Beatles.
I mean, for somebody that directed The Hobbit, you would guess they had better taste.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He probably could have done it where you wouldn't even have noticed that they were not in the same room.
Have you seen The Hobbit Part 3? It looks incredibly real when the gold.
Remember color
That's
forms?
what I'm saying.
Remember color forms? You'd stick it on, look like it looked really bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, Garrett, there's a younger viewer. Great channel, Sound Lab Studios.
Garrett, you know something, Garrett? I love you, baby, but you're wrong.
But
wait a second. But I will say it was emotional. I did have an emotional sense, but I was more blown over way back all those years ago when they did Free as a Bird. There was a story. There was an emotional connection. It wasn't trying to be real. It was more surreal. I think that worked better. I think this with the real studio stuff.
Mazzy, you know who this guy is?
Wasn't good. Free as a Bird.
You know who this guy is?
I want for the record to say Jose was patting himself on the back for not showing records, and now he's shown 3 records in 4 minutes.
Wait,
what is that? What is that record?
I think that's a good normal rhythm. Do you know who this guy is?
Can we see it, Chance? Can I see it?
Yeah, I'll make you big. Hold, please.
I'm a senior citizen.
Mazzy, finish that sentence real quick. What did you say, Mazzy?
I know. Wait. You want me to answer?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a Rachel show and you interrupt every minute?
Oh no! Wow.
My guess is he's the father of Paul's drummer.
No, he is the uncle.
Oh, uncle.
The uncle.
I knew he's related.
Johnny Laboriel.
Yeah, Paul's drummer is amazing.
Yes, but his brother Abraham Laboriel, he played on the Nightfly and Steely Dan related stuff. Donald Fagen. But he was one of the first Mexican rock and rollers till he passed away. But his whole family.
You know who ripped him off with that suit is David Byrne.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, David Byrne knows exactly who this guy is.
Of course he does. He probably did Luaka Bach.
Yeah, but if you're into like 50s type rock and roll and you want to hear something in Spanish, well, this is more like singer song, like vocal, like Sinatra stuff. But his band was like that. But yeah, it's Beatle related. So I've showed 2 Beatle related stuff today.
2 for 2, Jose. So
Yes.
Leland asked a question. This is something I wanted to talk to him. He asked, anyone get the 2024 Music Direct catalog? And I was telling this story. I got it this evening. And I was telling Arnaldo, I think John was on at that time. Mm-hmm. It was actually when I got the catalog, it reminded me I still have open orders for like the Van Halen One Steps and all that. So I went in because I need to change my address and yada yada. And then I realized my order date was almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So I can't. So I actually canceled. I sent him a note. If I want them, I'll pick them up. But 2 years.
That happened to me with Ry Cooder and Warren Zevon MoFis.
Well, you know that Warren Zevon record, I got the jacket was all horrible, and they asked me to send it back like fully, and I haven't gotten it back.
Who's on the cover of the catalog this year?
I don't know. I haven't had it.
I think it was. Well, I think it's. Leland have to tell me because it's on my kitchen counter. I think it looked like John Lennon was on the back. Honestly, it was a guy that looked like John Lennon.
Someone on one of the Facebook groups commented how I haven't gotten the new catalog yet. They're not pushing their MoFi releases as much. Like the pre-orders. Like, you know how they would publish the list of all the pre-orders that never came for like 2 years ago? I don't
understand why they're
not pushing that.
I don't understand why they put the pre-orders for that long. If they already have the licensing and they announce it, it means that they already pay for it and they're going to do it anyways. So I don't know why they would have it, because if it was to see how much copies they want to make, I don't think that's it, because
they used to limit it anyway. I that's where I do actually appreciate Chad more, because they usually announce closer to release. I think.
But if you look at Chad's leaflet, there's stuff on there. Apart from the fact that it's still 2022 fall, it's almost 2024. There's still stuff that hasn't been released, right? On that leaflet.
I got this today, by the way. I don't know if anybody's interested in it. There's a Thorson.
I don't know who this is. Help me
out.
That's Robbie
Robertson.
All right.
That's not John Lennon. What is this?
Jose, I took it from my mailbox to the kitchen table. From a glance, it looks like some John Lennon glasses.
I did pre-order the soundtrack to the Scorsese film. His soundtrack's fucking amazing. I saw the film this past weekend. It's really good. Long movie, but really good. But the score is really great.
But it's not that long. I mean,
it's 3.5 hours.
Most of Scorsese's good movies are hours long.
It's three.
People watch Marvel movies now that are like 4
I'm not
hours
complaining
long.
about it, but for a long movie, my favorite movie of the year still is Oppenheimer. That's my favorite.
Nah, I don't know about that.
That's my favorite. I don't speak for you. Okay, Jose?
I
don't speak for the people of Mexico.
This is a new side of Norman Maz.
I know. I think Melinda was right.
Melinda,
he's out of control now. Yeah, man. Jeez.
Oh, come on.
He's a recluse.
I'm sure Melinda gets comments like, "Oh, that's your opinion." Well, of course, this is my fucking opinion. I'm making the video.
Well, Mazzy, can I tell you that was my opinion?
Exactly, but you said no. So
you were judging his opinion.
Yeah, I said no. I said no. That was my opinion.
All right, fair enough.
I don't. Somebody's gonna have a meltdown in a minute. I don't like this. I don't like.
Arnaldo spoke the truth. We've never had this happen, and then recent retiree Norman Maslow has come in here just throwing fastballs like Super Mario, throwing those fireballs. It's gonna happen. Unbelievable. So Leland may be trying to start some trouble. Leland, are you trying to start some trouble? We got this one. It says Michael 45. He did a stream today. I only caught like 2 minutes, I could believe, talking about the UHQR Asia. Jason, I think, was in the gallery. Said Michael 45 didn't seem.
Why am I always on the stream where this tape gate comes up?
This could be bullshit. We don't know. But tomorrow on Westman stream, Josh is going to be on, so he'll have to answer.
Didn't they not release like 2 records before and went to Asia for some reason?
Well, they changed the order.
The Royal Scam, didn't they not release that one?
They changed the order of the release.
I like the Royal Scam. It's a pretty good record.
But Asia is considered the one that most people want. You know, whatever the source is, they did an excellent job.
By the way, anybody here that speaks fully English, can they tell me what the fuck is Gaucho the song about? I don't know what the fuck that song is about.
Music Talk with John is slowly fading back into the bushes like Homer Simpson on his green screen, but he's got who is that? Are you trying to trigger Mazzy here? First you have Billy Joel. Now you've got Eric Clapton. Yeah.
Cock? What does it say in the back?
Oh, it's Old Sock, right?
All right.
Old sock, old cock. I can't tell, John. What does it say?
John, you're putting up all of Mazzy's favorites.
You know, it's funny. You with that little digital effect around you looks like the Beatle video. The quality.
That's how they did it right here.
It looks like a one.
His face looks like a mushroom. Like for real, it looks like a mushroom cloud. That's nuts.
I'm sorry. I'm really getting pissed off. I'm going to be pissed off on Instagram. I don't know if it's just the guy at Safari Records. But there's this whole thing about doing some record store thing and doing like a cat or some actor like on top of it, doing some pop-up thing with a little meme. That's the bullshit, laziest fucking Instagram shit.
Mason, you're good friends with Alex Rodriguez at Record Safari. What is your response to this hot take about having cats in your Instagram promotional materials?
I don't know why Mazzy's yelling at the clouds. It's just Instagram. I'm sorry.
Damn you!
What are you doing?
Damn you, Record Safari!
Right.
That's Safari Records. That son of a bitch.
Mazzy needs a job.
Lover, son of a whore.
Mazzy, are you pouring another drink? Please tell me you're pouring another drink.
No. I got some water.
Fair enough.
I think that Record Safari has a weird Instagram because he's very successful at it. But yeah, I think sometimes he does like posts that he doesn't even know what he should be putting. But I think it's funny. I think it's he posts like videos that he shot like 10 years ago. I don't want to see that. I don't know. I guess I don't.
So Mazzy, since you're here, I do want to ask you. You did do this video and you had told me this when I saw you in the spring. That you're going to wind down your agency and so forth. And it's a very nice video. But naturally, there had to come the trolls. And there was a gentleman, I don't know if it was on Instagram or it was on the video, but somebody came at you with...
But I only had one troll, but of course I used it for good instead of evil.
Exactly. So what did that person say?
Well, okay. If people don't know what I do, I've been a photo agent. I represent artists. It's like being a manager or an agent for an artist, for a musician or an actor. Commercial artists, including photographers, a lot of times have agents. I promote them, I negotiate, I license, I do the business side of it, and I've been doing that for 38 years. And this guy basically does this video, does this comment, and he says, "You don't do any of the work; artists do it all." I'm paraphrasing here. He basically said, "I don't do anything. I'm replaceable. An artist, you're not an artist. You don't do anything creative." And and I am a businessman. I definitely am. But I help my artists protect their copyrights, protect their license. I promote them. If a artist, whether it's an actor or photographer, if they're busy, they don't have time to do the business, and they trust someone. There's a lot of shit ass.
Put that shit down.
There are a lot of despicable agents and managers, but there are also good ones too, like artists too. So anyway, that was the gist of it.
Nothing wrong with capitalism. I'm talking for yourself. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, you have artists. Now, you don't represent them, but you have a label that you market and you represent. You have to pay the artists and promote them. And
I also release my own music. So
okay, well, that too, but that's different. I mean, that's
and I make the covers. You want to see one?
Okay, well, you're an artist, then.
I made this cover. Wait.
Here it comes.
Here we
go.
go.
Here's the flood.
Buddy, that's the gist of it.
That's fair. Yeah. No, I think you handled it well by making it public. When you shine light on some of these,
I made the back cover of this.
I use it for sympathy.
I made the back cover of this record.
So speaking of deals and sales,
yes, sir.
I got a great deal. For those of you who like Elvis Costello and Burt Bacharach, Amazon has currently a great deal on this. It's like half price.
Wow, that's a good record.
Yeah, it's the the one with the CDs and it's one of the mixed media ones.
Nothing, yeah. Can George Borden come now? Is this Elliot? I guess I am, but I don't know what
Louis. I agree. I don't have to defend myself, but there is a little bit of a side of me that likes to use it to promote me to get the. I don't have to defend myself, but in fact, everyone else sort of responded to that guy before I did on the comment, which is great. So they got it.
So Chris Vinyl Piper says, "Evening, fellas. I just got the Radiohead Best of box from Record Safari today. We were just talking about them. It's a great store."
Yeah, Chris just helped me get a record from Record Safari.
Is that a new box? Is there a new?
No, it's like from 2014.
Oh,
it's a best of. So Radiohead released the best of part 1 and part 2, and then they did this.
They put them together.
They put it together.
Oh, I don't think I knew that. Okay.
Hey, so I saved this one from earlier. We probably could have talked about it on the first part of the program, but it's a good one. So Marius Stark, Mazzy, I saw you watch Marius's video today. Matter of fact, I thought that was a nice exchange. He had asked, "What about?" We talked about concerts earlier, and bands and artists you should see now before it's too late for whatever reason. Didn't really think about this one. This is a good one. What about the worst concert you guys have been to? Jose, you go to a lot of concerts. Easy.
Right. When I was 13 years old, I went to see the Black Eyed Peas, and I'll say this: fuck Fergie and everybody at the Black Eyed Peas. They went to El Salvador. Fergie got shit-faced drunk, sang 3 horrible songs, did the Mazel-Tov song, and then she blacked out in the middle of the song. They carried her out, and a representative came back and they said, the Black Eyed Peas will have to have a little break. And then like 30 minutes after, they came and they were like, Fergie can't perform tonight, so we're gonna have to reschedule. Never came back.
Is that the tour where she pee-peed herself on stage? That might have been around the same time.
It very well could be, and I don't know if the Black Eyed Peas go to a play El Salvador of all countries. At least don't get fucking drunk on the third song. At least do like 2 more songs, because the tickets were expensive. For I don't know how much people pay for.
Stefan has a good joke. He calls it the blackout peas. That's a good one. Well played, Stefan. Well played.
And they didn't refund
George Gordon actually bought those pee pants. So George, I knew you were a collector of many things. Way to go.
How much, George? How much?
So Louis Golden says the worst concert I've ever been to was my show tonight. Now, Louis,
that's pretty.
We can't subscribe to that. I've seen your live streams. You're better than that. John, Music Talk with John. Worst concert you've ever been to?
I was trying to think of which one. I've never been disappointed by a concert. You have to come back.
What a vanilla answer. Jason Rojas, I know you've got one. Jason,
the worst comedian.
Ringo Starr was also horrible. Ringo Starr was also horrible.
Oh no! Oh, don't say that. We've got Mazzy on. We don't want him to come on.
I would rather see Tom Cruise take a dump on the street than watch the.
Wow!
What was it? An all-star? Was it an all-star?
Yeah, an all-star.
Jose, I'm going to hand you the hot take mitt. Can you catch it? I'm going to hand it right to you.
Those are usually pretty good shows, actually.
No,
they are.
It
I
was
saw them
literally
a few
just
years
Ringo
ago.
doing this in the back.
We always does that, but whatever.
And it was here in Monterey, and then literally a guy playing guitar and singing like Octopus Garden for like the 3rd time that night. It was horrible. I at least it was free.
Pretty good. So Jason Rojas, worst concert you've ever been to?
Probably Kanye West, because they showed this big picture of Kanye and he pointed at himself like, I'm Kanye. He pointed at himself like, no, this is awful, terrible.
What tour was that?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was like at some festival in Las Vegas, and like I was like standing next to these people, and this guy like hit me in the back, like he's like, yeah, Kanye's so good. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Like,
so you left? You left the show early?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would 100% go see a Kanye West show just to see if it ends bad. Like they don't mind the music. I just want to see if it ends like properly. You're
a fatalist, Jose. Is that what you're saying? You're wanting him to harm himself on stage?
Have you guys ever? I've only once gotten out of a show because I thought it was boring. It was only once. It was a Madison Square Garden show, by the way.
Ooh, what was it, Jose?
It was Brand New.
Really?
It was Modest Mouse and Brand New touring for whatever reason because they had the same manager. I remember that.
Mm.
And Modest Mouse played, great show. And then I was very much in front. And then Brand New played, and it was very boring. And I just left. I just like I don't want to see this.
So Arnaldo, you go to shows. What's the worst show you've ever been to?
I don't know. I mean, worst means that I'd have to have walked out on it. I don't think I've walked out on anyone.
You've never walked out of a show?
Not even if it was free. Not even if it was free.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so I did walk out on a free show. I won a concert thing on a radio station for Tony Braxton. So I'm like, cool, it's a radio station. I'm going to get great seats.
Who's Tony Braxton?
Yeah, right. So I'm like, but it's free, and I'm going to go. I wouldn't have normally bought tickets. So it's nosebleeds. I'm all the way up in the top, and there's a beam in front of me. So I'm literally looking around the beam, trying to see what's going on, and all you see is the Jumbotron. So yeah, that's a show that I left for because of that. Yeah.
George, I'm gonna have to cut you off here. I don't know how many drinks you've had, but when you say this, you're on my lawn. It says it hasn't happened yet, but Creed / Nickelback, I will walk out on that.
So he would buy the ticket.
Why would he
walk out? You walk in the turnstile, wait for him to turn. You wouldn't even do the old Metallica trick where you turn your back to him. You would just leave the venue.
Right. George, just take your money and throw it in the wind. Just take your money.
Or buy another copy of Now and Then.
Can George buy another copy of Peter Frampton, please?
Well, I actually have one instance where I was kind of disgusted and had to leave a little early.
All right. This sounds like I got to make you big. Arnold, go for it.
And it's not because I love the band and I was enjoying the show. It was the people around me that were very disrespectful and were ruining my experience. I went to see the XX. And you can't be taking selfies, chatting with your girlfriend and all that stuff during the XX because there are certain songs where it's like, it's an atmosphere, right? And you're just yapping and taking selfies. You're just.
Was that around like 2012? When was that? Because
that was 20. It was the album, the White Album with the X on it. Aren't they all?
Oh wow, that's like 2011.
It was a 2014, I want to say 2014.
I like that record.
But then I saw them again 2 blocks from my house at Forest Hill Stadium in a much bigger venue, less intimate, but I enjoyed it a lot more because no one was ruining my experience.
Fair. All right, Mazzy, you've been cooking on this question. Worst concert you've been to?
Well, there were irrelevant shows of small things that not worth mentioning. There was one famous show I went to, but first, before I warm up, I have an opening act. Okay, do you mind?
Oh, for Pete's sake, you are the opening act and the main encore.
Yeah,
okay.
I had a first date night, and I went to see when Cars was big with Cars, German guy. What's his name?
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman. I fell asleep. Horrible. Okay, but the famous show, and people say, "Oh, I've seen the video since, and it's not so bad." Was the Sex Pistols Winterland, their final show? They were fucking assholes. They were terrible.
That's a good show to be at.
Historically, and like I love saying I was there. They were the fucking worst. There was it the Avengers.
Have you ever felt you being cheated, or what's the last line they said?
Yeah. You think exactly. I mean, historically, going back 45 years, it's great that I was there, and you build it up how that was an amazing place to be. They were fucking shitty. They were horrible. But it was the Sex Pistols, and it turned out to be the last show. We didn't know it was the last show.
Is it really true that what's his name?
Johnny Rotten?
No, Sid Vicious really couldn't play bass at all.
Well, he was really bad. The interesting thing is my girlfriend at the time, KSAN Radio, the tape you hear online is from KSAN. My girlfriend worked Saturday and Sunday nights at KSAN. And I can't remember to this day, it was the night before, after we were at the studio and Sid Vicious was there. And I was in the studio with about 15 people and Sid Vicious, and he was taking calls on the phone. There's a tape somewhere of this live thing, and he was shit ass drunk. So I was in this room with like 15 people of Sid Vicious at KSAN Radio, and he was it was hysterical as hell. People would call up and he was saying, "Fuck you, you bitch, you cunt, you want to fuck," things like that. So it was a cool thing to be at. How old was
Mazzy, the worst.
George Borden's coming in. He says Mazzy is old and out of touch in what's going on these days.
What? You might be totally right, George.
He's talking about a concert for like
George
5 years ago, whatever.
December 6th. Meet me at Amoeba in San Francisco. December 6th.
Oh, is this a fist fight? Is this a meetup for a?
I'm going to be there for a photo agent, like our annual holiday lunch, my last one.
Oh, hang on, hey, Mazzy. I got one for you. So I saw this video. Arnaldo is showing the Foo Fighters Record Store Day 2011, I believe. This is a covers album, Medium Rare. Now I saw this video when you were visiting our friend in Queens, Arnaldo, and I couldn't believe one. Maybe there's some alcohol involved. I don't know. But the general lack of care that was treated with this album, not to mention, dare I say,
I support that.
This is what started the Jason Rojas comment.
Oh, that was the birth of Old Man Mazzy? The Foo Fighters Medium Rare?
He said it before. He said it in the mac.
No, I think it was this one.
He said it in the mac and cheese place.
Did
you find your record? Did you find your record you lost yet?
I support the negative.
The cover? Yeah, I found it. Oh, okay.
I fully support the comments on that record. I myself.
Jose, we're not here for any violence or verbal assaults of the Foo Fighters.
Big fan of shitting on the Foo Fighters, but
negative. We don't tolerate that here. We also don't tolerate the Fugees. I think that was the other one. Hang on. What is this?
The Fugees.
What's going on?
Oh, wow, that's an amazing photo. Look,
Jason, how do you get a picture of John Mayer and Bob Weir doing the Karate Kid crane kick? Where does this come from?
This is not good.
Bob Weir looks like more like Jerry Garcia than Jerry Garcia the last 3 shows that he was like dying on heroin.
Oh my God.
Jose, I didn't know your taste could get worse. I think that might have been the new low.
No, I love the Grateful Dead. It's one of my favorite bands. But
shout out to Rob, Northern Revolutions. He's got a case of COVID, but he's still piloting on. He did a live stream last night. He's watching our horrible presentation. COVID won't keep him down, and I'm glad he's here.
Yep.
I will say that Grateful Dead had some great outtakes on their last tour. I have a record. It's on. I'm not gonna go get it, but that's good songs on that last tour. Even if he was like Foo Fighters, of course they are. What is this? It's either vomit.
It's a bittersweet thing. I think Dave Grohl is probably one of the nicest guys.
Oh, he looks so super nice.
I love him. I love his take on music. But Foo Fighters to me are boring.
Mazzy, did you ever see his documentary or film
Sound
City?
Oh, it's great.
Isn't that great? That's great.
And I like him. He's become the Bono of documentaries. Him, Bono, and in the jazz world, what's his name? Wayne Shorter are in every fucking documentary on whatever genre. They're the go-to guys.
Dave Grohl.
I like shit ass. I'm going to say shit ass to you, Mr. John.
We're keeping score. Music Talk with John has a notepad, and Mazzy has now said shit ass 150.
Isn't shit ass a great term?
Totally.
What was the?
It's like
what was the phrasing that George Borden was using now? Chance.
Oh, butt rock.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
It's shit ass is second only to cheese hole. Cheese hole.
Cheese hole.
What the hell is that?
What's going on in Seattle? Cheese hole.
I just want to say that I haven't been to
that's in San Francisco
DC right now.
Yeah, write that one down, John. Cheese hole. We need to check with the Home Office if we can publish it.
I've illustrated it. This is a cheese hole.
Holy smokes! Unbelievable. Well, hey, I want to comment on the worst concerts because made me think. I saw the Black Crowes once, 2010. They didn't even play the hits. I wasn't real happy about that. But I've walked out of 2 shows in my life, and I think that's probably your best indicator of a bad concert.
Did you pay for those?
Yes, paid for both of them. And they were both festivals. So the first,
so you did the George Borden thing. You paid and then you left.
No, I paid because I actually there were other acts I wanted to see, but these were acts I made time to go see. And so the first one was, I think it was about 2016. We used to have a music festival in St. Louis called Lou Fest, and the National were headlining, and I'd never seen the National, and I said, I'm going to try this. And it was the Saturday night headliner. We made it through 4 songs, and I said, this is the most boring shit I've ever seen. Let's go out and drink.
The National?
The National.
Man.
Very disappointed. So I'm not saying I'd never try them again, but it was so boring. Like there was no enthusiasm. It was just, and I didn't know the songs, which is my fault, right? But now the second one's gonna be tough.
It's
AC/DC. Why are you showing an AC/DC album?
Put up PB Thal's comment.
Hang on a second. Oh yeah. So Patrick says, I would like Arnaldo to publicly state that my purge clean debt has been paid in full. And so Arnaldo, what are you holding up there, sir?
Patrick kindly sent me the Australian Max.
Gently is a more appropriate term. He gently is.
No, he kindly sent me. I think maybe he was coerced by someone on one of your live streams.
Oh no, not on this show.
I don't know if it was Mazzy that brought it up or you, Chance.
Definitely.
That he had to pay a debt to my hardwood floor.
I saw where he fucked up your floor.
And someone coerced them to send me a record, and they all wanted to send me. They're all saying, "Oh, have him send you a Music Matters." I'm like, "But I have all those." I'm like, "Patrick, do you have the maxi cut of Back in Black?" And he found one for me and kindly sent it to me. I just got it today. I haven't listened to it.
Patrick's a good guy. He's a good dude. Yeah.
And Patrick, thank you again, but you didn't have to do that.
So is the debt? But hang on, we need confirmation. Yeah. This is confirmation, proof of life. Is the debt paid?
It's paid. It's like there wasn't even a debt. There wasn't even one. So
can we confirm this with Walter, please?
Walter went to bed already.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna head out. So George Borden can come up and make this stream last 11 hours.
No, Jose, I want to go to bed tonight. I've got some programming I got to do.
I just want to point out 3 things. I wasn't the foulest today. Mazzy said some horrible shit today.
Cheese hole. And I've already written it down. We need to check with the home office.
Hole is not. It's what they talk about in Switzerland and Wisconsin. It's not.
Nobody's
ever in Switzerland.
Those are cheese curds.
Said, "Oh, look at that cheese hole." Nobody's ever said that.
It's not cheese hole, Mazzy. It's cheese curds.
Oh, come on. Swiss cheese. It's full of holes. Get it? Cheese hole. It's not.
Hang on, Jose. Before you leave, Nathaniel Mars he needs to ask. I had tickets to see Rick Beato, and we were all waiting around forever. And finally, venue made an unfortunate announcement.
Why do you need tickets to see Rick Beato?
What does he do?
He goes to
it's a joke. Right. Like he had a video like in France or somewhere, or Italy, and he's doing it. What does he do? What does he exactly? Does he play?
Well, I think as a retiree, I'm going to start charging tickets for.
Mazzy appearances.
$500. Come over and do a whack-a-mole in Seattle.
I'm glad I got in when they were free.
You got in when it was a freebie. We were in previews then.
That was beta testing. That's good. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
By the way, if any retirees or non-retirees in Seattle is watching, Earth is performing in Seattle. Earth 2, which I don't know if anybody knows. Earth. But the band, Seattle band, produced by Kurt Cobain, the first EP, and it looks like fun. So if anybody's there, check that out.
You know?
No, I don't know. But Sup Up is doing the show. So, but it's a good show. It's they even share one member of Nirvana, the cello player, and Earth. But anyways, I'll be out. Thanks for having me. It's always good to see everybody.
Nice to see you, Jose.
I'm going to go buy food. All right.
Off the Domino's.
Watch out for the dogs.
Yeah. See you at the 7-Eleven.
Hey, George, get your ass up here.
Rabid chihuahuas. Chance, you're going in overtime, buddy.
Listen, I do want George up here for a few minutes. We're not going to go very long. I know George is an all-night man. Sting has nothing on George Borden.
Right.
George, if you want to jump on, this is a link for George. I'm only going to accept George, so I'm just letting you know. But while we're waiting for George, the other concert I walked out on you guys are going to throw the tomatoes at me, was Neil Young and Promise of the Real.
But that's a whole nother thing.
Because we went to the Bottle Rocks Festival in Napa a couple years ago, and I wanted to see Neil. I'd never seen him live. He played the Beale Street Music Festival once, and I didn't check him out when I was there. It was rough. Here he is. Here he is. The man, the myth, the legend, George H. Borden. Greetings.
Jason. Yeah, Jason still
How did you know my middle name, dude? Oh, because
it's in your tag.
Are you and Jason in the same house?
No.
Yeah,
Is he in the same room with you?
Jason's back there behind George.
Yeah. Well, his lighting's not as blue as mine. I can change my lighting though if you want.
Hey George, December 6th, Amoeba. Noon or 1.
George, this is what seniors do: is they say it so many times that you have to meet up with them after.
George, I don't know about this cheese hole over here. He may
cheese
charge
hole.
you 500 for a whack-a-mole. Don't do it.
You know, I have to admit that when cheese hole came up, I started getting hungry.
That's not a good thing, George. That's just.
I know. I got a lot of cheese down here in the fridge. I was thinking about it.
Come on, don't you guys like in college when you were in? This is a college thing. This goes back to my college time. You would have terms of things. Like there was this. We'd have nicknames for everybody. There was this one. It's not dumping on a woman, but this one woman would come and hang out with Brooks and I that we knew through a friend of a friend, and she brought a sleeping bag and she stayed there. She was going to come for 2 or 3 nights to sleep on the floor. Right? It's college time. And she stayed for like 3 weeks. And so we had to have a nickname for her. So we started calling her Campground Full. We didn't talk to her, call it to her face, but Campground Full became a thing. You know, the whole, have you ever been to a camping and go to like,
and you can't camp on it because the campground's full. Yes.
Yeah. So she was Campground Full. So Cheese Hole, she was not Cheese Hole, but Cheese Hole came out of that period of time.
And he brings you up, Jason. Just as he says, cheese hole.
I've never been to a campground full before.
It's time for a meltdown, Jason.
You got some serious ring lights back there, Jason. Jeez, you should be doing like 500.
I'm getting ready for it, George. I mean, I'm not going to beat an 11-hour live stream.
No one will. No one will.
Ring lights like that. With ring lights like that, you don't have to. You can just do 10 minutes.
I challenge George to do his next 12-hour video in German. All in German.
So George, since I have you, and first of all, thanks for joining the presentation.
It's my pleasure.
When you're doing your show, and one thing I like about your show is it's very loose, and you guys talk about a lot of different things, and it goes on so long that you pick up some of the European contingent. You pick up a lot of people that sometimes don't do these things.
Yeah.
How do you do it for so long? How?
Okay. I was just talking about this on the phone. I think it was this morning, actually. I'm used to going into a recording studio on Friday and coming out on Sunday. A 10-hour workday is nothing to me, and I don't have a job. So sitting in a chair talking to people for 10 hours is not even as close to what I used to. I used to be the director of education at an art college. So I was running around all day for 15 hours a day doing all kinds of crazy shit and dealing with kids and getting them through school and all kinds of stuff. And so just sitting here talking about music's not a big deal for 10 hours. I could do 25 hours or 30.
Whoa. We need to add a fundraiser to that. If you're going to do an all-nighter, George, we need to raise some funds for a good cause.
But if you think about it, if you've ever been in a recording studio or seen a picture of one, there's no windows usually. It's like a casino. You set a mood, you put the lights down where they're supposed to be, and then you can stay there for hours and hours and not break the mood. You know what I mean? So, and everybody always points out that even in the middle of the day, my room looks exactly like this. And so I can maintain this for hours and hours and hours because it's just, it's what you do when you're trying to be, if you get into a certain mood, you stay in there. So you just want to, it's no big deal.
Fair enough.
10 hours is nothing.
I like it.
We'll do 24 hours. I'll do 24 hours soon, one of these days.
Can we do that with some build up? I'd love to build up, like promote it, hype it, put maybe a charitable endeavor behind it, because I think it'd be a lot. Look, I know Jason's laughing. I'm kind of laughing too, but I also think it'd be cool as hell.
I think
you're seeing George up for 24 hours. Obviously, there'd be a bio break in there here and there. I would hope. Yes.
Chance, I think the beauty of it that you don't know how long it's going to go, because I don't think George planned on it being 11 hours, but it went there.
No, because if I'm not mistaken,
organic. If you promote it for 24 hours, you feel like you're lady, the Jerry Lewis telethon or something. And this is not that.
Well, and George, if I'm not mistaken, I did watch your stream, and when I came home, the beginning of it, and you had even said about the 3-hour mark, all right, we're going to wrap this up. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then but then it kept going, right? And I think that's probably your intent, but the conversation keeps going, and that's where it goes.
Well, nowadays people try to talk me into it. I remember we were at the 10-hour mark. I'm like, we already got to 10 hours, man. Jeez. And so somebody said, hey, well, let's do 11, and I'm not trying to single the guy out, but there was a particular person on the show that was just arguing.
We know who he is. We know who he is, George. It's okay. We know.
And you know what though? But
Blue moves.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's a nice guy and everything.
Of course.
And he's very talkative and very he starts talk. It's a weird thing what he does. That's why I was trying to suggest to him, and even Stunty was, until Stunty even gave up and left. Was like, you should start your own show, because you can go on for he can start a thing and go off on it. And I think it's hilarious. I like it. But there was, I'm getting into this point now where I'm starting to not like what's happening, where I'm getting sucked into talking about politics and stuff like that.
Oh no, there's politics talk on your stream. Maybe I missed that. I didn't watch all 11 hours. I gotta be honest.
You.
Yeah.
How dare
it got pretty, it was some talk about
oh, hang on, the vinyl one
like that. If you want to go back and sort through it, and Richie's always there. I love Richie, and he's been showing up a lot. He's always good for a rage quit in the middle of the show.
Oh, or a prop fall down, the camera falls down.
You know what I mean? Or something's gonna but it's like, if you want to go, I don't want it to get to that, so it's not going to happen anymore where we get into that kind of stuff, because that's not what we do. We're just trying to talk about music and shit. So
I want to do a little shout out to Richie's new Rolling Stone top 10 video, because he's been the most animated, and he's doing isometric
jazzercise. Okay, nice.
He's doing this jazzercise Rolling Stone thing. He's the most physical I've ever seen him do on his videos. I know I do this a lot. I do hand thing, but he was like, I loved it. It was great. So watch his video. I know that's me. I just do the finger.
My eye.
But Richie was so over the top. It was great. I loved it.
Well, George,
I love Richie.
Here, since you're up here, I'm gonna ask you some questions. So when so back a year ago, let's call it a year ago, or even longer, when I first started watching your streams, like I said earlier, all of us, building an audience is single digits, maybe 10, 15, to where you are now, 100. Great. Did you think in the early days that you would get an audience of 100 people or more, or because that's not what it's about for you? I totally get it, but just now that you've seen that progression of, you're just kind of talking to yourself, maybe there'd be a couple people, and now you've got a lot of engagement. You've got people coming in and out, turnstile style. Did you see it ever becoming what your stream right now is?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really think about it in terms of who's watching simultaneously live. I've always intended that when I'm doing a live stream, that it will just be something that's going to be up there and people can watch it later. Okay. like for instance, the first couple of ones I did, it was just Miss You and Nick and my girlfriend Alice. That was it. There's 3 people watching. And I just figured, well, eventually people will come around and see it. What's more important to me is that over the course of the week, that all the normal folks get a chance to see it when they can.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
That's and I can tell you, after that last 11-hour thing, by the time it ended, 900 something people had been in there, and now it's almost up at 2,000, and we're pushing just barely 9. I don't think we're ever going to get to 1,000 subs.
No, come on, George.
I really, I don't. We've stalled out. Like after the last one, we lost 5, went back down under 900, and then gained 5.
That's the thing.
And then now we're back to 902. So it's like,
George, things will stall out. They'll go back, and all of a sudden something will happen, and like fairies show up, and it goes like you get like 20% more, 50% more. It's weird how it happens.
But what my point is, like, I don't really care so much about the subs, except for when we want to give away something. I really
so I'm gonna George, so you make a point. So George, about, I don't know, you're at 800 something. You have to go back and find the video. But George is giving away, I think, in a Coltrane album, you get to choose. Like, there's actually a very nice prize.
We did that at 500, and this dude won. He didn't even know. Like, he was like, I think he just like jumped in one time, saw like 5 minutes of the video, and then it was Sound of Minder, and he put his little bit in. It was like you had to enter top loader into the chat or into the thing, and he won. And so what he did was he just kind of, like, he told us what he wanted. I talked to him on the phone or through email. Nick was talking to him. We both went back and forth until we found some records he wanted, and then I threw in a couple extra just in case he might like them. So it was fun to do that. It was fun to like let him shop through our record collection, And Nick decided to be involved in it. He didn't have to be, and he was. That was great.
So what's up? What's at stake for 1,000? Let's remind the folks.
I'm gonna give away the Rolling Stones colored vinyl box set.
There it is.
Mono.
Whoa.
So come on, we gotta get George to 1,000. Arnaldo's
and it's mint.
I want George to surge past me. We're gonna hit 1,000 together, guys, and we're gonna hold hands across the YouTube.
How many does he have now? Where is he at?
George,
I'm at 902.
902 something.
Wow,
I got that's what I was at earlier today. But what's important to me, what I really like, and it really pleases me, is that if we're at 900 and we're getting 1,800 views on a live stream, or when we were at 400 we were getting 800, I really think that's cool. I like seeing the fact people are coming back to it. I think the thing that sort of makes me a little bit scared is that the 2 worst videos I think that we ever did were these 10-hour, 11-hour streams where it was just babbling, for 10 hours. And yet the next day, it's got 85 thumbs up and 2,000 people. And it's like, it's not our best shit.
Well, and when you see numbers like that, George, does that push you to want to keep, like you said, I know we were joking about before, but the 24-hour stream, does that make you want to like kind of test and push those boundaries and see like what that brings back?
No,
not at all.
It doesn't at all, because I don't want to. I'm not trying to grow the channel. I'm just trying to talk to my friends.
Trying to hang, yeah, exactly.
That's it. And if it stays exactly the way that it is, and we continue to just like have people want to show up and people want to talk, I'm cool with it. And if whatever happens, it's like, that was the point. Me and and the whole thing was Bandy's idea. We're
blaming John R. Bandy. Bearded Bandy is my favorite Bandy.
It was in Rachel's chat. One day, Bandy goes, George, you should do a live stream about this. And I said, all right, I'll do it if you show up and you come on with me. And he said, all right. And then Fantasy showed up at the same time, and the 3 of us just clicked first time. And then we tried to have a meeting sort of midweek to kind of go, what are we going to do next time? And then it just became clear. Let's not do that. Let's not talk. Let's not decide. Let's just turn it on and go, and whatever happens, like that. But then there are times where we have a particular thing we want to talk about for the first couple of bits, and we talk about it. It's cool. It's all fun. Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Hey, everyone, watch Vinyl Richie's Rolling Stone Top 10 video now.
He wants you to plug it on the morning show with a certain other guest is there. I think it's.
I would tell if I remember if I'm on there. I wasn't on there today. So
listen. Read Mazzy's byline. We're gonna make him big. We did a little customization. If you Mazzy, pardon, I'm a senior.
Okay, who did that? Who fucking did that?
And I'll tell you. I'll let you go on something I have not announced on my show yet.
Hang on, Jordan. I'm making you big. This is what we like on here.
I'm trying to get down to 8 cubes. That's it.
Is that your weight or your record collection?
Oh, no. I'm never going to get down to 8 cubes on weight. I'm talking about my record collection. I want to get down to 8 cubes, and that means I got about 27 cubes I want to get rid of. So
why is that? For what reason? For what reason?
I just, as I'm getting older, I'm carrying around too much shit. It's like I don't. It's not gonna.
You're like, what are you, 60?
55.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm 55, but
age,
I'm 55, but what I'm realizing is that a lot of this, it's funny. Somebody was just talking about this record today, and
were you born in 1968?
Yeah, I was. I pulled this out, and
Elliot Cruz was talking about that. Yeah,
that's a terrible.
Yeah,
record.
and
it's a great comp. It's a terrible cover.
Yeah, it's actually, and then Harry made a comment during that thing saying this leads back to the 50s, which is kind of where these were coming from. And if you put this record on, it plays like a 50s record. It's good. And this is a Wally cut.
Yeah,
it's Wally.
But that's where Roy Kahara was the art director at Capitol, and he did a terrible job. It looks like a Beach Boys album, but the record, the music content is great.
Oh my gosh.
Hey Nick, I love you, dude. Love you, buddy.
It's not as bad as this.
I love the Beatles. I love
No,
them.
not as bad as that. No,
Hey, John, can you say that again, John? What was that comment?
I love.
Hey, there's someone staring in your window in the back double door behind you there, John.
Oh, hang on. Is that Florida man? Is the real Florida man behind you, John?
Yeah, he's back there. He's hunting gators back there.
Are you at Mar-a-Lago? What is that?
No.
Oh, funny. Good stuff. Well,
No, but
George, how's your week going? Because I don't get to talk to you that much. What's going on in your
well,
week?
my week's going
why?
all right.
Chance. Because you never hang around George's stream. That's why you never get.
That's not true. I hang around. I don't come up as much as George would like, and that's true because, like I said, I'm doing my podcast editing, and I throw it on and I participate when I can, but I'm dual purposing that shit.
Music in the house. I'm not gonna sell them. I'm gonna give them away. I'm gonna give them.
Oh.
I want to give them away to people.
There's not going to be an auction. Simmer down, no auction.
Yeah.
This is going to be a
No,
real.
I want to give them to the people that need them and like them. And it's funny. There's a viewer. I won't name them because they were on the show. They were talking about the Beatles Mono Masters. And they were saying, "Is that a good record?" And I said, "You know what? Just email me." And then he did. And then I just sent it to him, and he got it, and it was so nice to see the reaction of him listening to a record that that's what we're doing, really, right? We're getting people to listen to records, and that's fun. And I have enough, and I want to give away some now. So
You're like
what about this idea though? Maria says do an auction, George. 24-hour live stream right there.
Yeah,
even if it was a giveaway. Even if it's a giveaway.
You're like Scrooge at the end of the movie. It's amazing. I love it.
No, actually, George, you said something. I forgot which stream you were on. That you said something about taking a break and actually listening to the records that you have. And
I fucked that up the very next week.
And I'm actually starting. I think, I don't know. I mean, I've slowed down in the last couple of weeks since the record fair because I actually want to listen to the records that I have because I've realized I listen to them when I first get them once or twice, and then I'm ready for the next record that I bought once or twice, and then it's just becomes I do a lot of listening on the train when I go commute to work and sometimes in the office, but I like the ritual of being at home and putting on the record and enjoying it that way. And I noticed that certain records I haven't had the chance to do it more often than I would want to, right? So yeah, I'm kind of torn by that comment that you said because you're totally right about that. And I should try and apply that a lot more because there are certain records that I've listened to only once and I'm like, I need to go back and listen better, because they're new records to me, not necessarily new. Like I was telling people, my journey into jazz, I have this, slowly bought all these jazz records that I've listened to once or twice. And now sometimes I don't remember which ones I have. And then I don't remember what it sounds like. I need to go back and re-listen. And
I think George is about to give away a record. I think I've seen this move before.
No, I'll
I'm
show
right
you
with you.
something.
Yeah. I'm
It's
right
like
with
when
you
you
on
look
that.
at
Yeah.
when you look at All Music, or you look at Discogs or something like that, and you see things. Here's a record that I just bought. I bought it from Alaska.
So Sarah
And,
Summers, is that what it's called?
Yeah, and I don't know who this is. I'm sure Elliot probably
She's,
likes
you know,
it.
she is. She's Sarah Summers.
Yeah, and then so if you look over there and you look down at the thing there, it says mastered by George Borden.
Look at that.
And you don't know who you mastered it with your eyes closed? What added?
I don't have any recollection of ever doing this record.
Wow.
George, what kind of drugs were you taking at the time? What the hell's going on?
The drugs I was taking was I was probably mastering like about 6 or 7 records a week.
Is that a tubes record?
No, I was mastering so many records, like it was, during from the late 90s through 2010. It's like 1,200 records that
Can I add to what you just said, George?
Yeah.
And yours is a perfect example. There are some people that on some streams, they ask recording engineers, what do you remember? Did you master that from a tape or from a file? Like, if you can't remember that you mastered a record, how are they ever going to remember what they cut another record from? So it kind of like makes me wonder.
Well, I mean, and there you go, because I used to get I used to have a website, and it had like, if you've ever done like FTP, like CyberDuck backdoor stuff, you can send things to a website, and then the person that owns the website can pull the stuff down. And there was times where I would get like at 2:00 in the afternoon, West Coast time, somebody from like Thailand going, "Hey, I need this record by tomorrow." And then they would drop it into the bucket, and I would pull it down, and I would master the record. And it would be like this crazy stuff where it was like first half was boy band stuff. It sounded like, In Sync or something. And then the second half would be gangster rap.
What?
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Did you confess it wasn't all analog?
Oh yeah. I had no, that's, that was the thing though, too, is that during that time when you were able to work on a record, from across the globe and turn it around in less than 24 hours, digital was bitching. You didn't have, but of course I always had kept a tape machine, kept an analog signal path, things like that. And I would often take, stuff from the digital domain and put it onto tape and then bring it back in and do stuff to it. But, yeah, it's all,
now let me ask you this: as an agent that protects the artists and photographers and illustrators and music people, did you make sure they paid before you sent them the file?
Never.
Really?
Did you ever get stiffed?
Yeah, a lot of times.
We have a lot.
You want your record, you push that send, and we send you the file.
Yeah, that's all good. You're right. It's all nickel and dime stuff.
To clarify, Mazzy is a former agent.
Norman Maslov, Agent International,
former
LA Emeritus.
I'll give you a quick story about career suicide and how to not thrive in the music industry. I was working with a band in San Francisco, a band called ING, I-N-G, and we had just finished their kind of intro record, and it got put into Billboard. Billboard used to have a section called Continental Drift, which was like these young, new, unsigned bands that were coming up in the world. And to get into Billboard, Mazzy, this back in the day, it was a big deal to be in Billboard. It was a big deal.
Totally.
So George Borden, the new sound of San Francisco, which is funny because I made that record in a garage in Martinez. And so then this guy calls me from a record label, starts with a C, called Columbia, whatever. Columbia, yeah. So he well, it's funny that you say cunt because I said cunt. The guy calls my house phone and says, "Hey, I'm going to change your life," and all this kind of stuff. And I said, "Who are you, and why? How do you have this number?" Like, I actually paid extra money to have this number unlisted. This is my house phone.
Yeah,
I've got a cell phone.
You had to pay extra at one point. That was weird,
right? Yeah, you had to pay to have your number unlisted, and he's like, "Don't worry about that. Yeah. Don't worry about that. What I'm about to tell you is going to change your mind." And I'm like, "Well, you can try." And so he starts, basically offering some kind of a production deal. And I started saying horrible shit about his mother.
Oh,
fuck you. Get the fuck out of my life. Don't ever call me again, you fucking cunt. And then I hung up the phone. And as soon as I did that, I was kind of like, wow, that I could have paid for my daughter's, at the time I had one kid, and I could have paid for her college.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Because I thought that it was intrusive for him to call my home phone and then to not, look, I'm not saying that was right. I'm not saying follow me. I'm not saying do what I did. I'm saying that's just how my relationship with the music industry has been pretty bad.
What I will say, going to what you said and going to what that tweaker said on my thing is that a lot of artists are afraid to ask for money, are afraid to ask to be paid. So sometimes they need someone to ask to be paid. And that's the thing. You should never, if you're good at what you do and you love what you do and you're good at it, I'm repeating myself there, but you should be able to ask for money, for payment. 50% at the very least. 50% up front. No, but seriously, I won't ship
sound chance.
With my photographers, we wouldn't ship files. We wouldn't send prints until we got some kind of wire transfer or the money was here. We wouldn't get on a plane for a photo shoot, for a travel shoot, unless the advance was there and cleared. And there's people like me. Artists are afraid to do that. They're intimidated. They don't want to. I get that. You need a third party, someone who's not creatively involved. So
it's absolutely true. And if I would have had somebody dealing with all that stuff for me, I probably wouldn't have been in the same situation. But I didn't. And the way that I chose to deal with it was poor. But I'm not regretful about any of it. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually glad that I kind of kept my life private, because especially at that time, I was just watching people get their lives kind of blown up by being out in the even this kind of thing, as small as it is, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people. It's still kind of in some ways makes me freak out a little bit because I don't want to lose my anonymity. I like that, and that's why I chose to be on the other side of it.
Not me. That was not my sound effect. I don't know what
the hell was that. What the hell?
It's Mazzy. It's Mazzy.
Mazzy's new career is Fred Norris West.
It was by request. Leland asked me for it.
Mazzy, we've got a call in. Hang on. This is Judge Judy. She's got something for you.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
You get to be like Westman. You have to have these introductions.
The correct soundbite.
I love Steve, but he's got to have the introduction and the shtick. You guys have to learn how to do shtick better. Okay, I'll teach you.
We're working on it.
I'm going to start a freelance consulting thing for YouTubers.
The correct soundbite is the Chad soundbite when you hear Mazzy with the splashing of the coffee table because he's tossing the box. He's tossing the box to the floor and he's hitting stuff.
That's a great idea, Arnaldo. I'll have to dig that one up out of the vaults because I think that would be.
It was his greatest moment. It was his greatest moment to be told to shut the fuck up.
Speaking of which, Mazzy, now that you have a little bit more time on your hands, when are those T-shirts coming out? I'm waiting for round 2 of the T-shirts. When is this happening?
That's a problem with any analog production.
Noted. More Chad Kassem drops. I can work on that.
He's going to have to get Chad's approval, though.
Money back. What? else do you want? What
I love that Mazzy has it right on the ready.
else? We want you to mute your computer. And Michael, tell him how to work it. Nazi, shut the fuck up.
Touchdown.
Did you not see? Did you not see
The only thing I said there was, Mazzy, can I buy UHQR? That's all I said, and that's
Did
where
you
I got
not see? Did you not see that conversation was headed for trouble when fucking Rachel says to Mike?
Seriously, I did
Esposito,
not.
Tell him how to work it.
No, he came on hot because of the nothing to do with me with the Bill Evans box stuff. I had no idea. I swear to God, and I'd never met the guy, so I'm sorry. You know, he was off base, but of course I'm going to keep it. That's
John. That was Rachel. That was Rachel's show.
Called up by Jack Smith at one of the Trump trials. I'm using that for evidence there.
and Rachel starts with, so Chad, tell us about this problem with the box set. And I was just like, oh my God.
The trap was set.
Rob had a bad one. Everybody else's was fine. I never heard of anybody else. There seems to be a problem with the box. I was like, oh, this is gonna go bad. And then Mazzy jumps in with like, well, could we like? And then he's just like, shut the fuck up.
I didn't even ask the question, right? Well,
I literally felt so bad. I was watching that. I was like a puppy dog with tears coming down my eyes. I bought the Bill Evans box set while I was watching that. I literally own it.
John, your head has left your body. I don't know what to say.
I felt so bad. I fucking got on Acoustic Sounds and I bought the box set. I was like, I don't have this. I don't have $1,000, but oh well. I feel so bad. It was fucking hilarious, and mine was perfect. By the way, it was totally perfect.
It happens, and yeah, the funny part was that on that video, it took him like 5 minutes. You know how sometimes I'm going to say, like, old people can't figure out YouTube and the sound and the video. He was trying to get on.
Teach us,
master.
I'm actually pretty tech savvy considering, but he couldn't get on, and there was some lag, and it was a little uncomfortable there. So everyone said I just jumped on him right away, or several people in other countries said I jumped on him right away. But it took literally 5 minutes before I even said that thing. So,
oh, you're including all the fucking problems. But by the time he was on the screen, it's like 32 seconds. It's on film, and there's a countdown clock.
No, but he was on 5 minutes before I said my thing. He was on, Yeah, it wasn't pity purchase after the Bill Evans stuff.
And by the way, somebody's just said like nobody. It's not weird. It's rare to disagree with Chad. I've not bought a single one of them Atlantics. I haven't bought a single one, and I'm not going to buy one. I didn't buy Asia.
Going to ask how the Genesis one is because I saw that came out.
Which one?
I didn't buy it.
The Selling England by the Pound. How it sounds.
Maria Stark, I think, just got his. If I'm not mistaken, he did a video again. Mazzy saw it. I saw it. I'd be curious.
Selling England is my favorite. I think my favorite.
And
Genesis.
I'm considering it because I only have, I think, that CD box set that came out a few years ago that collected various phases of Genesis. It had the dual disc on it, so I don't have it on vinyl. I was considering getting it.
Hey, Marius, you're in the chat. Is that the one with I Know What I Like? Is that the one right before Lamb? And so
I came on to talking about the Bill Evans fiasco. It's a fiasco, Chad. Kids are upset.
Jason,
we've got lots of people. Yeah,
I love my box is a little older pressing.
Okay,
and it's brilliant.
Okay, hang on. I want to talk to Chad about this. So, what the kids want to know, Chad? This is a great opportunity for say, look at.
Mazzy, I just love the fact you have it literally on the ready. You probably don't have like my phone number on the ready or George, but you can pull that video like lightning jack.
Oh, he has my phone number on the ready.
I'm an agent. This is what I do for a living.
Jason, the order, trespass, and then Nursery Crime, and then is it Selling England then, or is Selling England what's in between Selling England and Nursery Crime? Foxtrot. That's right. And then Selling England is I Know What I Like, that
and
fucking
then
record,
Broadway,
and then
Broadway.
Then it's Lamb Lies Down, and then it's He's Gone, and then it's Trick of the Tail, right? Okay. Just making sure. I didn't want to fuck that up.
That was a good show. The only time I ever saw Genesis was the Lamb Lies Down at the Berkeley Community Theater. Actually,
was that when
did it work?
Gabriel was dressed up.
He was always
like a turd,
but that was the only time I ever saw Genesis. That show.
From what I understand, that it was a great show when it worked, but it was as far as they say, it rarely worked. Like
I
3 projections and then all the
no
stuff.
No offense to Patrick. He does great stuff. I just can't listen to stuff online on computer through a computer and needle drops online. I need to hear it in my room on my system, and that's just me. So I'm sure they sound great in the right situation, but that's not for me.
Whoa, hang on, John. What in the holy cheese hole is this?
Whoa,
that's a young Chad.
Oh, I thought that was. Isn't that the new Speaker of the House?
It looks like Steve Albini mixed.
I mean, what? Wow. To say this has gone off the rails is probably an understatement.
You see how quickly it happens, Chance? You think that you're having.
You're right. You're right. We were just talking about the secret sauce of a good live stream, and then now we've got a retro Chad Kassem pre 60 minutes interview photo, and I really don't know how to respond to that.
Somebody must get soiled.
Buy now, cry later.
Well, I want to steal the thunder of the conversation tomorrow on the Westman program.
Let's do it.
So you'll have, this is a sneak preview. You'll see.
I was going to back out when I heard what the topic was, by the way.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because you're going to see these 3 sexy men at the top here on there. But you just said it, that you're not interested in the Atlantic 75. So that's an interesting position.
I'm not showing any Atlantic 75.
Well, I have some AAAs, and the only reason I know they're AAAs is because I bought them from Acoustic Sounds, but I never personally ever care when I'm in the record store and I pick up a record or I buy a record online.
Okay.
I never care if it's analog or digital.
And that's what you need to talk about.
Well, I'm gonna, but it's so.
This is show prep, Mazzy. We're getting ready. We're gonna get our story straight. Okay.
I don't care. I really don't care. Like, is that what you think? Like, you're holding a record in your hand and do you go, oh, I hope this is all analog. I just never even think about that.
No,
I just go, oh, here's the new 9 Inch Nails, or here's Pretty Hate Machine. I haven't seen it for 30 years. Don't want to pay $150 for it. Here it is for $35.
Right.
I'm going to buy it.
Right.
And then I get home and I listen to it and I go, do I like it or not? Yeah, it's the record I remember.
Those last replacement records are not, but they sound so good. And they're.
Oh my God, Mazzy, how fucking long are you going to go on about the replacements? It's been like a fucking month. What the fuck is going on here?
You get pissed.
Are you fucking working for them?
I love the replacements. When you talk, what is it? You talk about the Beatles.
It's like,
I'm sorry. Let's talk about lacquers for 8 hours.
Oh no! Here we go. Now we just need Linda in here.
Replacements. You talk about the replacements more than every other fucking channel talks about the Beatles.
You cocksucker!
Every time,
guys. This is it.
Okay. You want me to talk about Little Feet instead? Little Feet.
You just made Chance shut the show down. Okay, look, dude. Here's my point. The replacements they're okay. They're a good band, but like, fuck, is that your favorite band?
No, of course not. But
all right.
I just like what they did with those, especially the Tim remaster, the remix. Actually, it's a remix. I'm usually not always a fan of remixes. I don't think it's. In fact, I think the Beatles should not have remixed any of their records. I think they're bullshit. Occasionally, there's a interesting take, but Giles Martin on that. But I think that remix of Tim that came out is amazing. But of course I talk about other things. Give me a break. Out of all these video things, I do not talk about the same bands over and over again. But that's one in the last 6 months I absolutely love. So fuck you.
They're kind of upset.
Cheese
Mazzy.
hole Piedmont or whatever.
So,
Mazzy, they're upset. They're upset that once we were alone together, we got along just fine. And
We
they
do. I like you.
Yeah,
Even
we
though,
love
are
each
you going to meet me on the 6th on Hate Street?
No, totally. I
Here
am.
we go.
relentless. This guy is relentless.
And I'm gonna. You just tell me what to wear, and I'll be there.
Some flowers in your hair.
T-shirt replacements.
T-shirt. Yes.
Yeah.
George and I are going to do a video prancing down Hate Street in the Haight Ashbury.
Wow.
We're going to walk, get a coffee in Golden Gate Park at the little
That's awesome.
cafe there. We're going to go to Amoeba. We're going to walk down, maybe go to what's that Cuban restaurant? We'll go to the Cuban place or somewhere. And
Fidel's.
What?
It's called Fidel's.
No, Cha Cha Cha. It's Cha Cha.
Ah, yeah, Cha Cha Cha.
We don't have to go there, but you know what I'm talking about.
Whatever you want, man.
So Mazzy, I'm going to try to run this to the top of the hour, but there's something. Since you're here, I've got to address this. I have to address this. So I hope you're sitting down because I was watching. So on your tour of New York, when you did the whack-a-mole from Arnaldo's, and Arnaldo and Jason will probably know what I'm about to bring up here. You did a whack-a-mole, and you talked about the Foo Fighters medium rare record, and I have to show our audience this piece with your permission. This is your content, so I need.
If it's up in the public domain,
all right. Yeah. So I'm gonna share this, and I need you to talk about this. Hang on, let me put the volume up because this is a controversial situation that we're about to witness.
Oh. This is a great neo soul record. I have this record. That's the original. This is a reissue. This is a vinyl case reissue. This is the Fugees. That's okay. Fugees. Okay.
Oh, so Mazzy, how do you please to these charges?
Guilty as charged. You know what happened?
Was Arnaldo wearing a mauve V-neck?
Tell you what, Walter bought me a small bottle of Hendrick's gin, and we downed it. There we go.
That makes complete sense. I had a feeling because I don't expect you to know contemporary music.
You say tomatoes, I say tomatoes.
But I saw that, and I had to reach out to Jason Arnaldo. Did this really happen? Was this?
Let me ask you, concert buddy. Do you know that Hungarian guitar player who made like jazz, kind of easy jazz records in the 60s and 70s? How do you pronounce his name?
Man, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll spell it. Gabor Szabo.
Man, that's some spelling. Where is Elliot Cruz? This is school.
Gabor Szabo. Okay. I know. We all have our.
Of course. Listen, first and foremost, I'm just giving you shit because.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
But I saw this and I was.
It was the Hendrick's gin. I'm pleading there.
And that makes complete sense. And I had a feeling, and I'm glad
you were waiting for that for like 4 weeks to post that.
Oh yes, I actually there's a video on my phone because I had to send it. I had to send to Rojas and Arnaldo and say, please tell me that there was alcohol involved in this.
But Chance, one of my favorite bands of the 70s was the Bee Gees. So,
John, your background game is really tight tonight. I gotta say, I mean, this is anytime you can have the Fugees up, you gotta have them up.
I did only have one drink. It was a small bottle. I had one drink, right?
One drink. Can I elaborate? I've never had a martini. It's like Mazzy's martini is pure gin. It's like a full martini glass of gin, and he puts like a flavoring of vermouth,
right?
And then the olive. It's pure gin.
Waves of lemon and over top.
That's why you only have one. We only had one.
Right. It was absolutely delicious. My first time having one, but I can see why you only have one.
And Arnaldo, you always remember your first.
No, it was actually very good. I told him, I was like, I thought it was going to like burn my throat, those pure, but it wasn't.
But see, Mazzy made a video, I think is when you got your humming guru, and you also did wasn't it while the record was cleaning? You did like a little tutorial on was
Oh,
it
God.
martini? You were
Okay.
doing something.
You know
That's
what's
the other
weird
time
about
he
that?
got shaved by Frimmer.
Oh, I got an email within 10 minutes after that posted. I got an email. Mazzy, take that video down. Don't. And first of all, it wasn't the martini. I got 2 emails. First one is you don't use a surfactant. Of course, he used to say use a surfactant, then he changed. But Patrick told me to use a surfactant, so we're experimenting. But then
Are we talking about fucking record cleaning?
Mix alcohol in your video.
Don't use a surfactant.
Right.
Don't use the surfactant.
Yeah, but I never have a second martini. I mean, you don't need to. That's the thing. You don't need to.
Not yours.
If you make them that stiff, I guess not. I mean, if they're
That's
straight-
the way you make a fucking martini.
Hey, didn't somebody get angry? Is that what you were talking about? Somebody got angry with you because you were drinking while you were cleaning records.
Frimmer. That was Frimmer.
Is that real? Like,
yeah.
Is that a thing? Like, is that
Wait,
really
is it
like
a thing that we drink and mix, or what?
Well, what's going to happen? Like, are you going to accidentally?
Okay.
It's because he was using the surfactant.
You're using clear liquids and you're drinking alcohol, and it's kind of like if I was making it. The way he presented it.
You're a fucking adult. You can
exactly. It was this. It was as if I was driving like my Volkswagen, and I was drinking while I'm driving and mixing a cocktail while I'm driving. It's, Amanda and I, the archivist and I, were doing shtick. And if people didn't realize that, they're fucking on Mars, It was a funny, like, lighthearted take on cleaning records. So
okay. It just seemed weird that, like, it seemed like it was serious. Like, don't be drinking and cleaning records. And I actually started thinking about it, like, where I moved all my wine boxes away from my record cleaning.
Well, if you remember the video, we said maybe we should ask someone for, like, see if anyone outside wants their records cleaned. So we go on the porch, and Amanda's boyfriend Todd walking down carrying records.
Clearly.
And it looked like a fucking porno film. Hey, you got some records? You want some records? It was.
Hey, you want to run the Eiffel Tower? Come on over, guy. We got you.
Oh, you have a cleaner for your records? It was like a total porno film. Is this there? I mean, if people didn't get it, that's their problem. It was all
so Chance, what are your AAA records?
I was starting to work on my list this evening, as a matter of fact. But
just name one off the top of your head.
So in the last year-ish, the Gil Scott Heron Pieces of a Man, the import.
How do you know it's analog?
It's average. Listen, I wasn't there in the manufacturing studio, but I can only go off of how they marketed and presented it. And I think my copy is delightful. Now, it's not the ERC copy that Mr. Rojas may possess. And I'm very fascinated in how that sounds. Oh, hang on. Arnaldo, were you pointing to, here we go. There we go. Special effects. But that's the first one, but I need to go through because most of my records are in boxes, so I need to have a little bit of recall. But I am buying some of the Atlantic 75s. I did get the Phil Collins. I did get the John Prine.
Is this analog?
According to what Chad says, I think.
I love that album. That's a good album.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was 90s. No. Yeah,
George. Controversy.
I don't know. I think this is a digital master. I think it was recorded digitally. I don't know. But I have it.
Great, George. Leave us hanging. That's awesome.
Well, I don't even know. I don't know. I never looked it up. But
I think it is.
How does it sound to you?
I think it is a digital recording. Seriously,
it sounds fantastic. It's a fucking awesome record. But it's that dude, and that dude's crazy.
Top of the hour, Louis. 7 minutes.
But I don't know if that's I think it was digitally recorded.
That wouldn't
could have been.
Here he is. Hang on, Jason.
Oh, this is amazing, actually.
Is that Jimi Hendrix?
RC, Gil Scott Heron, Pieces
Why
of a Man.
Why do they need that fucking big like paper there covering the cover?
That's a deluxe Obi. Is that
what's like a shitty Ubi? That's like
an Ubi.
Is it a poop?
That's a shit ass cover, man.
Ouija's? Is it a Ouija's Ubi?
Sounds incredible, but I'd have to find the original. I don't know. I have it somewhere.
It's got an Ubi.
It's a foobie. It's a foobie. We're breaking new ground here. So
Okay,
Jason,
go ahead, Jason.
Jason, tell us about that, because I am, after I saw you and Nadine and then later Mr. Ludwig's
That's a great record.
about this, it gave me instant FOMO, but now there's no way.
But the original of that is really good. Did you compare them? The original's great.
I don't know where my original is. I have to dig up for it. It's in a box.
If you have an original, you don't need that. But if you don't have it, it's hard to get that record.
Yeah, like I didn't know that Chance was looking for an original, and I didn't know that thing was going for over 100. That just blew my mind.
Right.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah, I did find one. Because we're in a little chat, Jason and Caesar and myself, and there was an original. There's a promo copy that I missed out on, but I was okay with it.
Here's the one I got from Acoustic Sounds.
How was that?
I think that this is the best Stevie Ray Vaughan album ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and the reason why fight me in the comments, but the reason why is because it's so rough and raw and like not fixed, and he does a great version of Little Wing where you can hear mistakes left and right, but the mistakes show how good he was to me. And this is they put this together after he was gone, and
that's the comp, right? That's the one it's from multiple albums.
It's a comp.
Well, it doesn't have anything on it that was already released.
Okay, so this is like leftover stuff. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the stuff that was left over when he died.
They call it posthumous.
Posthumous, yes. I mean, I'm a big fan of Instep. I got to be honest. That's probably my favorite SRV. But
here's
Life by the Drop on there is awesome.
Most people are pissed off about.
George is doing a Maslow foot thing there.
I like this too. This is him and his brother,
Jimmy,
and this is Niles Roger Niles
Rogers from Chic. He produced
Nile Rodgers, whatever. Who cares?
Please, yeah.
This is a great record. I love this record. Sounds great.
That was after he worked with Bowie, right? That was
Oh yeah, that's
that was after he had sobered up. That was after Instep. That was released like a week after he died.
Yeah.
So
George Patrick is he said that might be a digital SRV.
See, well, there you go. I mean, I bought all of these from Acoustic Sounds. So George, Texas Flood, I think is I agree in the comments there. Texas Flood is a great Stevie Ray Vaughan album. After that, they all kind of got spotty. Like it kind of deteriorated until he, sort of pulled out of it. To me, at least, album-wise, there was great songs on every album he did, but the albums, like as a whole, and that leads me back to Hackney Diamonds. I agree with Mazzy. I think that Hackney Diamonds is a better album from start to finish than Goat's Head Soup.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, Goat's Head Soup.
And I think
I can't believe how many people love Goat's Head Soup. Angie is like a motherfucker.
Right.
Jason, can you please replay that?
I'm not saying that there's any song on
What's that song on Goat's Head Soup?
I'm not saying that there's any song on Hackney Diamonds that's better than any song on Goat's Head Soup. What I'm saying is that from beginning to end, the record plays through excellent. It's a great playing record.
Yeah,
you put it on.
I agree with that.
It flies by, and that's a good record.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Oh, you're muted, Jason. You're muted. We've stolen your power.
Yeah. Especially this far in their career to do something like this, it's amazing.
Yeah.
80 years old. Come on.
Yeah.
Jason, you were gonna say?
I mean, it's not a top 10 record for them, but
but it's good. It's a good album.
This is better than Goat's Head Soup.
Yes,
I think it's a better album from beginning to end than Goat's Head Soup.
It doesn't sound as good as Goat's Head Soup, but it's a better record musically than Goat's Head Soup.
Jason,
I don't think there's a single song on that record that's better than a song on Goat's Head Soup, but I think it plays better as an album from beginning to end. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yep.
Being a Stones fan, and a lot of people would agree, and I don't agree, but you could say that even plays better than Satanic Majesties.
No,
there's a lot of empty spots in Satanic, but I don't think so.
No,
I love
it plays better than Black and
Blue.
I'll give you that.
No, Black and Blue is a fucking. I think Black and Blue is their best recorded and best sounding record too.
You see, You
No,
see,
I'm
it's like
just talking about music.
What is the best
But
Stones
musically,
record?
well,
I'm just talking about the
melody
music.
alone with Billy Preston on piano, that song knocks it out of the park. And
Okay.
I like their what's the reggae song they do, Bam Bam or
Cherry-O.
Cherry, which you always get suspicious when they cover those kind of things, but they nailed that. They did a great version of that song.
How about it's a better album than Emotional Rescue?
I like Emotional Rescue.
I love
You
them.
see what
I
I'm
like
saying?
Emotional Rescue too.
But that's the thing about the Stones. It's
Motion
like
to Rescue is, but Motion to Rescue is better than Goat's Head Soup by far.
okay. How about is it better than 12x5?
No.
Wow.
Okay.
No.
Really?
Is it better than Dirty Works?
Freaking AirPods, man.
Yes. Better than Dirty Works. Yes.
Is it better than number 2?
Well, that's you can't count. That's
That's what's weird about it is that people don't include Blue and Lonesome, but like their first 3 albums are all covers.
I think Blue and Lonesome sounds terrible. That could have been a good sound.
But you know what I mean? People don't include it as a Stones album because they go, oh, they were just doing covers there. Well, what were
Hot
their
take.
first 3 records? You know,
Covers.
like their first 3 albums are
They were
all
a cover
covers.
band, and then the Beatles gave them a song to.
John, yeah.
The Beatles had to give them a song to hit the top 10.
Well, this is what I mean. It's like as a record, as a Stones album, I'm going to put this on a lot more often than I'm going to go back deep into the catalog. I won't say that it's better than those albums, even though I just said that it was. All I'm saying it's more enjoyable to listen to as a record from start to end.
It's good.
And it doesn't have, you know,
The best two
interesting.
Stones album back to back are Beggars and Let It Bleed. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm with you. Mic drop.
Maybe.
Done.
I see, but for my taste, I might go Satanic into Beggars. That might be my thing.
Satanic's rough. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm also see, there you go. Satanic's rough, but I don't think so. Like every time I want to put on a Stones record, I put on Satanic Majesties.
Aaron, that's an interesting choice. Putting on the Count 5, which is kind of great. It's not the same shit. Give me a break. Beggars. Now the Count 5 might be similar. The Count 5 might be similar to the earlier Stones record, but it's not anywhere. It's nothing like Beggar's Banquet. It might be like Aftermath, maybe.
So Patrick asks, is Hackney Diamonds going to make the final 8 cubes?
It actually would, because the entire Stones catalog would go into that final 8 cubes. So would the Beatles catalog. So would the Rush catalog.
What about the Count 5?
Led Zeppelin.
What about Count 5? Psychotic Reaction.
No, I don't give a fuck. I'm one of the few. I'm not a psych guy. I'm not a psych guy. I don't do psych.
So John, this is a good way to wrap it.
I like the First Love album, not
Beatles Stones.
Yes,
Stones.
Aaron, early Stones, I agree, but not Beggar's Banquet. So
where do we stand on the better song, Now and Then or Angry? John has posed this will be the last question.
Wait, before we ask that question, Arnoldo, can you show the Now and Then, and then I'll hold this up?
Oh, yeah. Hang on a second.
Why don't we put Now and Then up against Bite My Head Off?
Hang on. We're gonna listen. This is a promotional opportunity, so I'm gonna bring you guys back. Hang on one second. This is what we do around here. Look at this. This is like a breakdance.
He turned himself off.
I would think that Now and Then's a better song than Angry.
Hey Joe by the Leaves. Oh God, I have that album.
Harry, of course. We know Harry's gonna say.
Hey Joe is a great single, but as an album, that Hey Joe record is not as good as like Aftermath or those Stones albums.
Guys, it's been fun. It's been real fun. We're gonna wind this one out. George, I know you're just getting warmed up. This is like layup line for you. I understand, but
George, you going over to your channel after this?
No, I got to go to bed so I can get up and do fucking Steve's goddamn show tomorrow with these fucking assholes.
Are you going to go out and buy like 5 $60 records?
Shopping spree.
Okay,
I think I'm going to show nothing.
The 6th of December, Haight Street, San Francisco. Be there. I'll let
December
you know.
6th. I'll be there, man.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad we've made that date. The play date is set. if anyone
anyone
else
else
wants
is
to
in
join,
San
you're going to see
Francisco.
George Borden. There will be autograph signing right in front of the Amoeba. It used to be a bowling
We're
alley.
gonna go Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco.
Haight
that
Ashbury.
afternoon.
Well, you know who's close by is Peethal, and so is Vinyl Richie.
Oh my gosh,
They're
it could
not
be
anywhere
like the new Brat Pack, except
They're not anywhere near San
significantly
Francisco.
older. Yes.
They're not anywhere near San Francisco, George.
They're within 5 hours.
Keep promoting
5
this,
hours.
and they're going to have to close off the streets.
I was born just 4 blocks up there.
And we're gonna be riding down the street in a giant cake that says "Eat me."
Oh, it says cheese hole, duh.
Well, we did the
Cheese
record
hole.
crawl.
Okay,
Well, we
I
did the record
predict
crawl in the
Cheese
middle.
Hole is going to be all over the vinyl community.
Mazzy, I need this for a drop. Can you just say cheese hole? I'm going to shut up and I'm going to make it a drop.
Hi, this is Mazzy. Cheese Hole.
Beautiful.
Here's my cheese hole.
All right, guys. Appreciate the time. Everybody watching. Appreciate you. Harry, I know you just woke up. Glad you could come in there. See you guys soon. Thanks again.
All right, guys. Bye.
Thanks again,
See ya.
George. See ya.
See it.